your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell out before you blow up a plane.
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, good to say I dabbled in stand-up or something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt.
I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean.
Hello, all you beautiful people. Welcome to whatever Thursday, because it's Thursday. We are your hosts. I am Chrissie Mayr. This is Fealty.
Hello.
Fealty has color corrected himself, and I feel like I now look too warm and too like pumpkin-y. It's okay.
Maybe it's the light. You know, you're doing more of an orange light now.
I am. I'm in harvest mode. I have leaf lights up. I'm thinking about corn and pumpkins more. And I want to personally, I want to take responsibility for last week's show, or actually we didn't have a show last week, 2 weeks ago's show, where we spent too much time just chit-chatting and catching up. And that's not why y'all came here, okay? You came here for the same reason why we came here, to talk about one of our favorite shows, the Whatever Podcast. So I'm sorry if we turned anybody off. I mean, if you're so turned off that you're not even listening anymore, well, I'm sorry we've lost you. But
well, maybe they'll watch the video after. They'll watch the stream, you know.
If you've returned and you are putting your faith in us once again, we appreciate it. We will keep our chit-chat to a minimum. We were just catching up as friends, but we have a lot of show today, and I'm very excited to get to these clips.
Okay.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Fealty?
Well, this was an interesting stream. We're gonna do the one stream from Tuesday today because he had on like 10 girls, and there was some really good debates. I will say, Brian, he really impressed me. There's some stuff. I mean, he's going up against 10 girls sometimes, and you know, he held his own. And I will say too, to start off, in comparison to the Fresh and Fit, you know, Brian in his debates with the people does not end up with him yelling, raising his voice.
That's nice.
You know?
It's refreshing.
Yeah. So it really, like, he really impressed me, and I'm changing my mind on Brian.
Wow,
you know?
we're coming around on him.
Yeah, he's earned it. All right, so I'm going to pull it up.
Okay.
We're going to do the intros of the people so we could know who they are. Should I play? Well, okay, so I think you'll get
like
a laugh
a freshman psychology class. I feel like he just went into like Psych 101. It was like, hey, girls, come with me.
Well, they are all pretty much freshmen. So, like, pretty much the two girls on the right, they're not freshmen, but the rest of the girls, except for the two girls on the left, are all freshmen. Okay. They're all like 18.
That's why they're all in the bitch seats in the back there.
Yeah, there really is no like odd rhyme or reason to where he sits people. Like, his favorite people get on like the full right, and then like the people who are closer to what he thinks, I think he tries putting next to him. But there is still the debate of, does he put the girls next to him that he wants to get with? So, you know,
I think yes. I think yes to all that, because he's not going to try to get with someone who doesn't think as he does, values what he does. So it's both, I think.
Well, there were parts from this one that we're not going to cover tonight that he did talk about his type of girl, and he is very much into the little people that tend to be Asian. He's very much into that.
Interesting.
And he's also very much into big girls, small girls, yes, but he's very much into large labias, which is... I think
it's
very
crazy. He's the only person I've heard of being into that.
Yeah, I mean, more
Are we
power to
talking
him.
just large in size? Are we talking messy, flappy? I need to get a visual example.
No, see, that's why you needed to be on the show, because you would have asked something like that and we would have been able to know, because no one's asked him that. Does he want the flappy? Does he want like two pancakes put together? Like, we
Yeah.
don't know. Does he want it wrinkly and oddly shaped?
Does
You
he
know?
want a sea creature? Does he want roast beef curtains? Does he want it doesn't sound like he wants a little tidy thing. It sounds like
Hmm.
he wants something that'll talk back.
Oh, very much so. I mean, there was the one time that we actually did cover, and he was talking about the elongated, you know what? I don't know if I could say the word on YouTube, but it starts with a C, ends with an it. You know,
Okay.
he, yeah. So that's like a mini peen that he's into it. He's down for
Wow.
it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what went on in his life that led there, that it was just like, you know what, the normal's not good for me. I need to have something that's just unique. You know? But hey,
No?
yeah, they need love too. All right, but yeah, so this part I wasn't gonna do, because usually we do the introductions, but this part I think you get a kick out of because of your experience with whatever podcast. Oh, let me take it off of
Or
two
lack of
times.
experience?
Well, yeah. Well, technically, it is an experience, even though it's a lack of an experience. You know, you experienced not experiencing it.
Mhm.
But all right, here we go.
Jeez, guys, we've done over 100 shows. Today was the most catastrophic day when it came to guests. Absolutely snafu, foobar, shit hit the fan situation. Luckily, Madison and Nick went down to the mean streets of Santa Barbara and were able to get 7 people just on the street within like an hour's notice
Oh
to come
my
be on the show. So
God.
those of you who are joining us kind of last minute,
Wow,
thank you very much. Appreciate it.
look at
But yeah,
that.
we had
Yep.
we had
Look
16
at
people flake.
that.
Now, obviously, 16 people, we never have 16 people on the show. When I say that, I mean, we had some flakes. So I'll break it down. Within a 72-hour period before the show start, we had 4 girls flake. Within a 24-hour period, 2 girls flake. Within a 12-hour period, 4 girls flake.
Wow,
Within a 2-hour
Brian.
period, 3 girls flake. Within the 1-hour period, 3 girls flake.
Unbelievable.
If I have this up to date. So
Oh, imagine
well,
that.
yeah.
Imagine someone who's freaking confirming with you literally starting in June, okay? And then writes to you every month, every couple of weeks. Hey, just making sure I'm still on. Hey, can we confirm this? Takes initiative. That person
Mhm.
wouldn't have flaked on you. What
Yeah.
a, you know what? This is what we call karma, Brian. Okay? Yeah, I think it is.
And you would have shown up with 2 other people, one of which, like we were
Yes.
saying, is his type, Asian
I would have showed up
little
with a
person.
goddamn fruit basket and drinks and snacks.
Well, on the Sunday episode, he had on 3 obese girls, and they were making fun of him for not having food. They were like, "How you gonna tell us like go get food on our own before the show?" So he's been taking some bashing, and then he got this wake up moment. And hopefully he learns.
16 people bailed. Wow.
Yes, I thought that was funny. All right, okay, so here are the intros. Let's get to know the panel of people. We've got Kiko. She's been on so many times. She's But all right, here we
I
go.
hold grudges. Yeah, so.
Well, here I am.
Yep, here you are. Well, we're the homies now, I guess. So
Yeah, you texted me like 3 hours.
We'll see
2
how
hours
tonight
before.
goes, though. We'll see how tonight goes. Okay.
Oh,
so,
that's the one that had the melty with Chase, right?
Yeah.
The one she's changed her look a bit. She's got a softer look now. She doesn't have like the slicked back ponytail. This is a trans person, right?
No.
Oh shit. Okay. That's the one that called Chase transphobic.
I guess so.
Okay.
I hope she doesn't see that
right,
one.
I'm all
You're
over
a
the
very real looking girl. That's Kiko.
She fooled me. Okay.
I can see it though.
without further ado, so yeah, guys, sorry that we had the delay. 16 people flaked. Thank you to those of you who came in last minute. Appreciate it. Without further ado, we're going to have the guests introduce themselves. So please tell us your name, age, and occupation. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Kiko. I'm 23 and I'm a student.
My name is Kiko.
Okay, welcome.
Oh, my name's Mandy. I am 21 years old and I'm a student at UCSB.
Really quick, what do you study, Kiko?
Criminology.
What are you studying at UCSB?
Oh, I'm a double major in classics and art history.
Okay. What about you?
She's gonna work
I'm
at a
Emily.
museum.
I'm
I know
19 and a
5
senior at
cats.
UCSB majoring in econ and accounting and communication.
triple
And
major?
she's not
Econ and
wearing a
accounting
bra.
is one.
Oh, it's one thing.
And
Okay,
then
okay.
Is
No,
she?
she's-
I was
No,
wondering. that.
okay. Correction. She's wearing like a tube bra, which is not making her boobs look good. She's probably at least double D, maybe triple E. She needs something a little more support, but she's gone for some reason a strapless look, which is not serving her.
Yeah, because I was like, her boobs kind of look like
They look like
flattened,
squeeze. They look like she looks like
Yeah.
she's in a mammogram machine. They look both like
Yeah.
squashed down, which is not good.
No.
But she's young. She doesn't know what to do with her boobs yet.
Yeah, she's like, I think she said she's 18. So yeah.
Oh my god, they found her on the street.
Yeah, literally, they went out and found these girls on the street. At least here about it.
It's a double
communication,
major.
yeah,
Okay.
is a second. Yeah.
But you were a senior at 19, so did you get some college credits in
Yes.
high school, or just like
Yeah, I did self-paced school and just went really fast during COVID. Worst time of my life, but worked out.
Well, yeah,
'cause I'm
now I guess
finishing
you're going to
early.
be graduating early. So
Yeah.
So you were while you were in high school, you were enrolling in like college classes at the city college or something, or?
Yeah, during my third year of high school, I did my junior year of high school, senior year of high school, and freshman year of college, and then I did my sophomore year of college instead of my senior year of high school.
Good
and then
for
I transferred
her.
to CSB, did my junior
Yeah.
year, and now I'm
Okay,
a senior here.
she's
Wow,
smart
okay.
as fuck. Good for her.
Yeah, she's gonna. Once you hear about like the relationship stuff, she's she's got a pretty good head on her
I
shoulders.
forgive her strange boob situation.
Nice.
A little hard to follow along, but
Okay. Got
Thank
it.
you.
Wait, is this your first year in person, or did you do last year in person?
last
too?
year was in person.
And you were here at UCSB?
Yeah.
Got it. What about you?
I'm Jill. I'm 18, and I'm a student at UCSB, and I'm majoring in dance.
Dance major, okay.
Yeah.
Is there
She's gonna be a stripper.
specific type of dance, jazz dance, ballet? What do you do?
I do also like jazz, ballet.
She
hip-hop,
just said I'm a
pop,
future
contemporary.
stripper. I don't even know why my parents are paying for school. They should just drop me off at the club.
Well, I will go and see her perform. Then I will support her. in
You're
her
like, I'll
dreams.
be the dad she never had. I'll bring her flowers and everything.
Yes. Well, when you hear about her and her relationship status too, I think you will find her interesting as well. Actually, I think you may forgive her stripper future.
Okay. I forgive the weird boobs, so anything is possible.
Oh yeah, I was looking at them a lot while I was watching it the first time. Like, and I was just like, they don't look right. Like, that's not
yeah,
a
you're
normal
just trying to
shape.
figure out what's going on there.
Yeah, they were weird. All right.
Very,
Tap dance?
Yeah.
You know how to tap dance?
yeah.
Can you demonstrate something later?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Oh,
All
right.
But okay, very cool.
She
how
doesn't
long have you been
demonstrate it
dancing?
later. I was
14
let down.
years.
And what would you say is your primary format of dance? Ballet or just everything?
Everything, yeah.
Have you done ballet for 14 years?
I think ballet 12 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I hear that it like fucks your feet
Oh
pretty
yeah,
bad.
my feet are
I'm a
disgusting.
dancer.
Well,
My
I-
feet are always
Yeah.
bleeding.
Mhm.
Good
It's
times.
awful.
Wow.
Sweet. Awesome. Okay. What about you?
My name's Mira. I'm 18, and I'm also a student at UCSB, and my major is biopsych.
Okay. Biopsych. On it. What about you?
I'm
Biopsych.
Summer. I'm also 18, and my major is pre-stats and data science, and I also go to UCSB.
Welcome.
I don't know what
I'm Hannah.
that
I'm
is.
20. I also go to
Pre-stats?
UCSB. And
I think she said
Pre-stats. What is that?
data.
What's pre-data? I mean, we're pre-data right now. We haven't looked at the data yet, so we're all pre-data.
Maybe. Let me hear it again.
Biopsych. On it. What about you?
I'm Summer. I'm also 18, and my major is pre-stats and data science, and I also go to UCSB.
Pre-stats
Pre-stats
and data
and data
science.
science.
I also
That
go to
sounds
UCSB.
horrible.
Yeah, it's got to be something with computers or something. Good night. Let us know in the
But a
chat.
good mix of like actual majors and bimbo majors. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got the one dancer. I mean, that,
Again, these women were pulled from the street, okay?
from the streaks.
From the streets.
All right, let's do the next girl.
and I'm a psych and brain sciences major.
All right.
Psych and brain
represent-
scientist. I think
Yeah.
she's just saying they're just saying words that sound impressive and calling it a major.
Or the college
Like
is
a-
trying to make things sound cool.
Right. Like, oh, I'm a triple space and NASA major with a double minor in international basket chemistry.
Triple space. What is that? 3-dimensional space?
Triple
Like-
space, yeah.
That's better than double space.
I have
majors.
and a minor in Elon Musk.
Yeah, future job at SpaceX right out of Space
Mm-hmm.
XXX after school, because of triple space. All right, next girl.
Okay. What about you?
I'm Katie. I'm 18. I'm also a student at UCSB, and I'm a history major.
So, did you say 18? Or
Oh, I
18?
like
Okay.
her.
Yeah, she's got like a wholesome kind of
She's
vibe to her.
Yes, she is like, the probably someone I would have been friends with in college. She just you could tell so much about a person in one sentence, like, she's just a real chick. Like, she fucking loves to drink beer, um, she loves kids, she's definitely gonna be a history teacher. She's she's wholesome, she's from the Midwest, she doesn't like that's her natural hair color, she's wearing, like, no make you know what I mean? Like but she's got huge boobs, so she's fun, and she definitely I could tell she's a beer drinker. You can tell people
Okay.
drink just by listening to them.
But she's only 18 though, so I highly doubt it. You know.
Everyone drinks their freshman year in college.
I know. I was in a fraternity. We closed down bars.
What was your
sadly.
fraternity?
Zeta Beta Tau.
Ooh.
Yeah. Cool. It was the second largest fraternity in the country for a while.
Was
The
it a
only thing
cool
larger-
fraternity or nerd fraternity?
Ours was cool. There were some chapters that were nerdy, for sure.
My
you
brother was in
know.
a big nerd fraternity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, up at Rensselaer.
Which fraternity was it?
Oh, fuck. I know this. I visited the frat house for Christ's sake. One of the guys hit on me. I was like 14 years old. I'll never
Was it,
forget
like,
it.
Alpha Epsilon something.
Phi Sigma Sigma, I think was my sister's sorority. Pi Lambda Phi. Wait, was that from
Lambda Phi?
Was that from like the Nerds movie?
No, that was
No.
Lambda.
Yeah, okay, it was Pi Lambda Phi.
Pi Lambda Phi. I've never heard of that one. Okay. Pi is a cool symbol. Lambda's cool too. I like Lambda. Phi, I can't remember though. Golly. All right, next girl.
Hi, my name is Grace. I go by Juice. I'm 36, and I'm a
Juice?
You go by Juice.
Mhm.
Tell us the origin story of that nickname.
Oh my gosh,
my
she's lived a
full name is
life.
Grace Justine. My mom doesn't like
Oh,
Grace,
yeah.
so I go by Justine. But it's so hard for me to say my name here, so I go by Juice just because it's a little bit easier.
I thought it was like a gang name.
Okay, she's my new favorite.
No.
The
Didn't get
juice
that.
is
Where are you
loose.
from?
I'm from Costa
The juice is loose. Okay. She's cool.
Rica, but I've been living
Costa
here.
Rica.
Yeah, but I've been living here for 8 years. Like, yeah.
So Juice didn't originate from the mean streets.
Because she
of
can't say
Costa Rica?
Justine.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Well, yes, but it doesn't
okay,
mean.
look.
Yeah, it's not like
It's not like
gang either.
gang
Yeah.
affiliate. Okay.
Oh, just for anyone watching, don't forget, if Madison's in the frame, just, check out what Madison's doing from time to time. She's such a weird person, but cool. I do.
Cool. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm Priya. I'm 22 years old. I am a full-time student at ASU Online. I co-run a family business, and I'm an equestrian.
How many horses do you
Oh,
have?
I have
this
3,
chick has
Brian.
money.
Three,
Family, business money, and she's Indian.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
got the highest. That's why she's sitting next to him.
Oh, you think that he likes
Her
a high-value girl?
Her boobs are not out. She's like brimming with self-esteem. Oh my god, she's a full-blown adult.
You think, though,
Horses.
she has a vibe
That's not a broke woman hobby. Anything to do with horses.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
that's like.
Well, she
Yeah.
has the horses. It's not even
Yeah.
like a hobby. Like, she's a horse owner.
Running a family business and just doing college online, like, wow, I'm impressed. I want to date her.
Oh, Frank's got to buy some horses.
And
That's what
she's
it is.
Indian. She's got that Indian work ethic.
I
But
guess
she's
so.
probably she may have too high of standards, but I guess that
Oh.
remains to be seen.
But do you think, though, if Brian digs a girl, is that him saying he thinks they have a large labia?
Right. She's like, maybe she has big labia potential.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if there's like a vibe to a girl that would be a large labia kind of look, though. Like,
Yeah, if you can tell by their face or something.
yeah, like, do they have to have like big lips on their face? Like, is that a giveaway? I don't know. Someone's got to do a study on this. Let's see the rest of the equestrian.
All right, there you have it, folks.
Okay.
I might have some specific questions related to the students, but we're gonna go around the table once more.
Here we
So,
go.
please, what is your
Relationship
current
status.
Relationship status. So, are you single? Are you in the talking stage? Situationship, friends with benefits, relationship, married, polycule? Are you part of a harem, sex cult? Who knows? It's 2023. If you're single, how long have you been single? And what's your longest relationship you've ever been in? Go ahead.
I'm in a relationship still, and my longest what is
Huh?
what is that for?
Right.
Keep going.
Okay. I'm in a relationship, and my
You
longest
should have done it
relationship was,
again.
like 2 years.
Is that your current one?
No, my current one's been, we're working on 9 months.
Okay.
Cool. It's the Metal Gear Solid sound.
So I am currently single. My last relationship was more of like a situationship, maybe like 2 months ago ish.
Okay.
And my longest relationship was like 5 to 6 months.
Longest 5 to 6
That's
months.
normal.
So currently single.
Currently single, enjoying it.
And you were in a situationship 2 months ago.
Did I say 2 months? I probably
it
like
just
around.
ended.
It was more recent, but it was probably like 3 months ago.
And did you maybe you said it lasted only 2 months or something?
Yeah, it wasn't
Okay.
very long.
Okay, gotcha. Why did he dump you?
Oh, that bold of you to assume. That
Or
was.
she. It could be a she.
I knew
He
it.
could have done the dumping. Who knows?
Oh no, that was all me. I did. Well, it wasn't like a dump. It was more.
I knew she was a lesbian. I could tell. I was like, this chick is at least bisexual, if not a lesbian. It's her vibe.
Yeah, it's the hair.
Yeah, she has bisexual to lesbian energy. I'm picking up on it.
Well, she's got the kind of lime green top with the red hair. It's like it just screams LGBT.
It's everything. Yeah, it's the fucking art major. It's she's textbook. She's textbook lesbian or strongly bisexual.
And they do. I don't know. I don't think it happens here. I think it happens later. But they bring up her earrings. She's wearing cigarette pack earrings.
She probably made it herself.
No, she says she bought it from someone like on campus that made it themselves.
That's cute.
Yeah. I don't
buy
mind it.
dumb shit like that when I was a kid.
I mean, girls like that used to be everything I had a crush on back in the day. They were the rocker kind of chicks and stuff, dyeing their hair. They were anti-establishment. Nowadays, it's like they're all crazy and woke. Sad. Very sad. All right, let's hear about the rest.
Just like I slowly stopped responding as often, and then he kind of got the hint, which was a little
it was a boy,
awkward, but you know,
Okay.
so be it.
Wait,
She
you
did date a
still
girl,
stopped
though.
responding.
Okay.
I would respond occasionally, but it would be a lot more like dry answers.
So like a ghost, like you
slowly
ghosted him.
It was like a slow
Yeah.
ghost. Like I still had to see him occasionally, so it was like a gradual ghost.
Dragged it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then eventually, either he got what you were
Well,
doing.
it
or...
wasn't like a dumping per se. It wasn't like we had anything official, so it was just like a drifting, and we're on like good terms. So.
Oops. And you just lost interest, basically.
Yeah, I find that happens.
That's what
a lot
she's
with me.
saying. Why do you
It
have
happens a lot.
that annoys me. He asks the same question 4 different ways.
Yeah. Like, he's hoping to get, I guess, some type of a clip from it, but I don't get it.
He's like, can you just keep talking until you say something clip worthy?
Yeah, like, try again. Let's redo it. That's here.
Yeah, I'm usually the one to lose interest first.
Okay. And then does it sort of play out the same way where it's
'Cause you're a lesbian.
slow ghost or
Not necessarily a slow ghost, but a slow like petering off of my
Okay.
interest.
It just fades.
Exactly.
Fades out, it fizzles out.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's a good way to
She's
describe
high
it.
Got it.
maintenance.
I'm just curious about your
She's a head case.
earrings.
I love her.
Marlboro.
They're the little, the little cigarette case
Interesting.
earrings.
Do you smoke cigarettes?
Not very often,
Okay.
but a girl was selling them on campus, and I thought they were super cute and went with my hair.
Okay. Yeah, it matches your hair. Okay, so ever since that situationship,
she's self-conscious about it.
No, because I kind of find that I enjoy my alone time. I more like going out, having fun, but not really having to be forced to like respond all the time because I like to kind of do things on my own time. So that isn't really compatible with like a serious relationship. So I'm kind of not in that place yet.
Okay. What about you?
Oh, I should point out now, so the rest of these girls are all 18, so it was weird to me that it's like your S&M relationship stuff, so like for all of them, pretty much all their relationship experience is underage. Like technically.
It's high school.
Yeah. So it was like, for me, like a dating talk podcast that gave me a realization is like, should 18-year-olds really be on it? Like, not to say like, oh, like cancel them, but it's like,
They're
what do they
legal.
really know? Like, I guess this day and age, they know
They were
a lot.
desperate. Everyone bailed on the show. So these are street people. I think it was like they were just going to take whoever could do it.
Yeah. They were like, whatever.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
I'm super single. I've been in one relationship. It was over a year long. That's actually the only guy I've ever talked to in my life. And
Aw.
that was a while ago. So nothing.
That
since.
doesn't hold up for long.
So 1 year. How long have you been single?
Ooh.
3 years, 4 years?
Like, yeah, give or take.
Okay, so this was like.
But
high
she's
school
got a good head
relationship
on
kind
her
of thing.
shoulders.
Okay.
She's because she hasn't been dating because it was the pandemic. She was too busy, finishing college and high school. She's crushing it.
Yeah, she has a good head on her shoulders for sure. We'll learn about her as it goes. She's
so
cool.
super single.
Yes, like extremely, like don't even talk to anyone at all.
Nobody.
Yes.
There hasn't even been like a
She's
crush or a
MGTOW.
fling or anything. Nothing.
No, okay, there
Wigtow.
She's
there was a
Wigtow.
situation. Yep.
She doesn't even have any social media. Like
No
she.
Instagram.
Oh yeah, I
Oh
had
my
no social
God,
media
I'm
right
so
before.
jealous.
Actually, while I was waiting
Yeah.
to come up to the studio, I made a Snapchat. So that's my first form of social media.
Oh, no. Who was the one who encouraged?
Well, they.
Who's being a bad influence here?
Everyone just asks for social media, and I'm always like, sorry, don't have one. And
Okay.
people think like taking your number is so personal.
Right, that's true.
So I
Okay.
just made
Like
one.
you've never had social media ever?
I did like in elementary, and then.
Like 2 years ago.
That's how you are
Wow.
a senior at 19.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So you said there was a little something though, right?
Slightly on accident. Yeah.
On accident.
On accident.
What do you- what's the accident?
I met a guy at school actually, and then he introduced me to his best friend / roommate, who I became friends with. He was setting us up, and then while trying to set us up, we got together a little bit. So I kind of did a slight swap, and then decided I should actually continue never speaking to boys ever again in my life.
So are you not interested in dating at all right now?
But mind you, this is after she said she only talked to one guy
Yeah,
ever her
so
whole
she's just-
life.
She's not
Yeah.
comfortable yet.
Yeah, I think she doesn't have.
She's
fully
focused on
grasp.
school. Didn't that girl just say she's basically a senior in college at 19 years old? She's fucking Doogie Howser.
Did she say that? Oh gosh, I missed that. My bad. Yeah, that's pretty amazing then. Yeah, she has a good head on her shoulders for sure. Kinda. She just doesn't fully realize what talking with a guy is, and then
She gets scared.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's even being on the podcast too. Yeah. All right, let's go.
I am, but
It's not a priority.
I'm really not a fan of the way guys in our dating culture act, so I completely avoid it.
Sure.
We'll come
for
back to
her.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a fan
you're
of how
just- Your
guys
senses are
act.
up, huh?
His
No,
the
well, I
wheels are
mean,
turning.
I-
in
He's
his
writing
brain
that one
right
down.
now.
He's writing that one
No,
down.
I just want to let everyone have an opportunity to answer the question, but we can definitely revisit that. So there was two guys, and there was a switcheroo
Yeah,
kind of thing.
friends
Okay.
/ roommates. Don't recommend.
So you were interested in the first guy. The first guy
Yes.
introduced you to the next guy. Then you.
The next guy was
You did the
setting me up
switch.
with the first guy, and then during the setup, pulled a move. Yeah.
That sounds complicated.
Yeah,
Okay.
very.
All right. What about you?
I'm single and I've never been in a relationship before.
Single.
normal.
Never been. In
Because she's a
relationship?
dancer. That
what-
shit's like you got to do that hours every day. She's been doing it for her whole life since she was 4 years old. Yeah, she's disciplined. That's very cool.
No. Just wait till you hear what's coming up next.
The
Oh boy.
have you been on a date? Have you
Yeah.
had maybe like not a boyfriend girlfriend thing, but maybe you were talking to a guy for like a month? Have you ever had
Yeah,
that?
yeah. This past summer, just like a cute little summer fling.
Summer fling.
Yeah,
Okay. And that was what, 2 or 3 months or something like that.
Yeah, like
Were,
started early June, ended August.
were you friends before or
No, he actually thought I hated him. Like, he
Nice.
swore I hated him all year. I didn't, but
you? Wait, why did he think you hated him?
okay. So last year at senior sunrise, he didn't know my name and he like felt terrible about it. And I don't know. I think I might just have RBF. And we were in like one class together, and he just never wanted like he just thought I hated him because he didn't know my
RBF.
name one
Oh,
time.
resting bitch face.
Yeah, it was really.
But why? Oh, you had a class together.
Yeah, just one class though.
And so he thought you hated him because he didn't know your name? Isn't that
Yeah.
pretty fun? I mean, you guys didn't know each other though.
No,
so.
we had never met before, so I don't.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
Now, I have a question, like, because when this like came up the first time earlier, my initial thought was, when you're young, these silly moments happen, like, oh, I thought you hated me, and stuff like that. When in reality, my guess is the dude wasn't fully into her, and then she gave him a sign that she was into him. So he came in with the, I thought you hated me because I
Right.
didn't know your name.
Meanwhile,
And-
it's like you weren't even on my radar.
yeah. And like, am I wrong on making that assumption?
Possible.
I think that's what it was. All right, let's go.
Well,
It's because of the RBF.
I definitely, yeah.
He just assumed that you hated him, but
He assumed I hated him. I don't think I ever spoke another word to him. So
I have a question for the table really quick on this for all of the girls. Have you ever been like talking to a guy, maybe he's hitting on you, maybe he's flirting with you, excuse me. Flirting on you, I don't know what that means. And you're
We can
talking,
skip
and you
this.
at one point earlier on in the interaction, you had introduced yourself. You had
golly.
given your name. And then
Skip
later on
it
in the
in a
conversation,
moment,
maybe
'cause
he
this
asks for it
doesn't
again, or
matter.
he forgets. Maybe he's going for the number.
Okay.
I remember my.
And said the name. And
It's all about like, oh, do you get mad if
I mean,
guy forgets your
I'm
name?
thinking another girl's name. So.
Especially
Okay.
Gertrude, like, come on.
Yeah, it's a rough name.
Gotcha. Okay, so single, never had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You had a summer fling.
Yeah.
But I think I recall you were going to come actually next week with your friend Tiffany.
Yes.
And you had actually provided some pre-show information to us. And if I recall, you're
Yeah, I
not
provided
really looking for
pre-show
anything
information.
casual
Where
right
did
now,
that
is
get me? I was gonna bring
Yeah.
2 friends, Brian.
Well, if only his whole show flaked on him, then he probably maybe would have messaged
That's
you.
the week I should have come.
Mm-hmm.
Just sit around every week and waiting for people to flake.
That's what I really think it was. I think the way he does it. But that week would... I would not marry them. But that week, though, they didn't really have much that week. Like, that was pretty lame
someone
week.
in the chat earlier mentioned they had done a special pre-tape with Candace Owens, but I don't know that was. But the day I was slated for, I think it was Tuesday, the 5th, September 5th, and then that day came and went, and they had just fucking other random chicks on.
Yeah, it wasn't anyone of note, and it wasn't actually a pre-tape of the Candace. They did that live on Thursday, so maybe he was dealing with that, so he wasn't able to really check his messages too much. But I mean, how much back?
I've
and
been
forth are you
messaging
gonna
him
have?
since June.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean, you even went through the dates of it. I mean, the check-ins, like multiple
Mhm.
check-ins over 2 months. It's like there was no excuse for that. That was just like, I mean, at least be like, look, we've got other people, like.
Why wait till I have to like beg and plead and be like, just please get back to me one way or the other? Jesus Christ. Just trying to put my schedule together. Oh, we're overbooked. Oh, okay.
Well, I think too, I mean, if you look at this table here, the majority of the people he deals with aren't people that are in the career of like entertainment or online
true.
content creation. So like he's dealing with girls who go to the college there a lot and stuff like that. So maybe he's not looking at it as like, all right, these are people with careers and stuff that will have schedules, He's not looking at it professionally.
He wants available. He wants someone who lives across the street in a dorm and he can just go outside and just be like, throw a tarp over, 8 girls and then bring them into the studio.
Yeah. I mean, even the Kiki or Kiku or whatever her name is.
Cacao.
Yeah. I mean, she said that he contacted her like 2 hours before this show. So, like,
She's
he
probably
does,
close
like, his
by.
roster. Yeah.
Yeah.
He really likes the roster. All right, let's hear about Red Shirt here. Let me just go back.
Information to us, and if I recall, you're not really looking for anything casual right now, though. Is that?
Yeah, no, I just think going into college, like the next big chapter of my life, I don't want to be looking for something if it's not something that's going to be taken seriously. Like, I don't want to do
Wow,
casual
good for
dating. I
her.
want to look for something that's going to last.
Well, you
Good for
were more
her.
so on. I don't want to call it extreme, but you were more so on the very, very opposite end of that, if I understand correctly. You're waiting until marriage. Is that correct?
Fuck
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
Okay. And so, but you haven't like the summer fling. That wasn't.
No, I think it was definitely more
Was that a
personal.
hookup or?
No, no, no.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're
no.
legit like waiting until marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else here just waiting until marriage or?
I love that for her.
Maybe.
What?
I love that for her. That's great. It takes a lot of self-confidence to wait till marriage.
I mean, we'll see if it holds out, though. I mean, she is only
Sure.
18.
Right.
She says that now, but who knows the
says
next
that
guy
now,
that
but-
forgets her name,
Who knows what happens when she has got 40 beers in her.
Well, she does say she is joining a sorority. Her and the girl
Okay,
to
yeah.
her left are joining, so...
Yeah, good luck hanging on to that virginity.
Yeah. I mean, and not for, like, forceful reasons, people watching, just, you meet a guy, he tells you all the right things, he makes you feel special, and, next thing you know, it's like, oopsie.
Yep.
The booze
That's what
makes it
happened.
better.
Hey, if you're not.
It's a possibility.
Possibility?
The way things are going now, yeah.
What?
Honestly, same. Things aren't going well.
Oh wow. Okay, we got to get into that. Things
At
not going
18,
well.
things aren't
Let me
going
write that
well.
down. Not going. Okay.
Aw.
Not going well. And is it for? Are you religious?
Yes,
Do you consider
yeah.
yourself more conservative?
Aw.
For
Okay,
sure.
Gotcha. And you're Christian?
Christian.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
She's
got it.
cool.
What about
Yes.
Okay, mine's kind of complicated right now. I'm I'm going through something called like an area code dating. So it's like if you're in the same area code, you're like you're like really together and like you're like full on dating. But since I'm going to college and then the guy that I'm talking to is living in Arizona going to flight school, it's kind of just hard, especially since I'm going into UCSB, joining a sorority, and he's going to be busy at school all the time, so we can't really like talk on like a daily basis.
Yeah, you guys are done.
I'm going down for Thanksgiving, so I'll see how that goes. But like right now, it's like I'm allowed
area
to go
code
see other people.
relationship is also code for I just don't realize it, but we have broken up. I am fully single.
Hopefully, I never get into one of those anytime soon.
Not really date other people, but just like casually, like parties and stuff like that. Like who knows?
Wait, you said you're allowed?
Yeah, that's
She just won't tell him. That's pretty much what that means.
So you're not allowed, actually.
No. I am allowed. I already like talked to him about it because we've already kind of accepted the fact that we're gonna be going and seeing other people and going to parties without each other. And like at the beginning of our relationship, I said I didn't want to date in college, and he really, really wanted to stay together.
Aw.
So I gave that as an ultimatum. I was like, if you really want to stay together, then you have to let me like go explore other options while also
Oh,
like
wow.
still having you, and like I can decide for myself and stuff
So
like that.
would you say
That's
he was more into you than
incredibly
you were into him?
honest. That's like
Yeah.
she's keeping it 100.
Yeah, but
But it's
also maybe
like,
he's not.
but also like God, yeah. In case I find something better, if I do find something better, goodbye. If I don't, well, I'll see you later.
What if, just throwing it out there, what if they're saying the same thing? Just one saying it in girl language, the other one saying it in guy language.
The guy
Like
said he really wanted to stay together.
Exactly. But that in guy language, that might mean I just want to be able to keep you as an option of, oh, maybe if I'll fly out to
That's
California.
True. That's true
like,
because
I
they're
have,
physically. I mean, how often are they actually planning on getting together?
Yeah, but it's like if they just break up, she just moves on. There's no link there for him anymore, so he can't just fly out there and have some sex.
Yeah.
You know, so let's stay in the relationship. And, you know, in his head, he's really thinking, I'm going to keep my options open, but I'm going to be able to fly out there for the sex, you know, since technically we are together. And
Wow.
she's saying the same thing of, well, I don't really want to be in a relationship in college, but okay, I'll accept that we're in a relationship, but I'm going to keep my options open. So they're really saying the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You know, but yeah, I mean, at the same time, she is being honest about it. I mean, she's not sitting there making up stuff.
Yeah, it just sounds like neither of them really have the balls to break up.
Yeah. Well, they're 18.
That's true. They're kids.
Yeah. They probably break up every other week. You know, maybe she's not saying about how she gets mad or he gets, you know, mad and hurt and like they break up for a night and then they get back to, I love you. I could be wrong. All right, I'll hit play.
No, I was definitely still into him a lot, but it was just I wasn't ready to do like full on long distance.
And you didn't want to go into college with
Yeah.
a kind of not totally solidified
Yeah.
long distance
Exactly.
relationship.
Mhm.
But I mean, it sounded like you kind of wanted more so, hey, let's kind of keep things a little bit open.
Yeah.
And he was wanting to lock it in.
Okay.
What's
Here's
so
the hard
dumb
part.
about Brian is he asks all these very specific questions and then he literally never brings it up ever again. He doesn't retain this information. He writes something down. It's not anything about these girls. I think he's just doodling on that thing. Because then in the next thing, he'll like immediately forget what all their deals are.
Yeah, it's very true.
I'm like his first girlfriend, like ever. I've had a boyfriend for 2 years, like a year before I met him.
Right.
So I've had a relationship before, but he's never had a girlfriend before until he met me. And we had only been dating for like 3-4 months. So it
Oh,
wasn't even
God.
super serious.
Right.
No,
So
that's nothing.
I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't really know what to do, and I couldn't just say like straight up, no, don't talk to me. I'm gonna ghost you. Like,
Right.
yeah.
She's doing a little closer.
Okay, yeah, but I just like couldn't just straight up just ghost him. So that was like my easiest way.
Okay. So you will be dating other people though.
Not
correct?
dating, not
But-
dating.
but like you're gonna go out and party and.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go hook up with other people or even like make out with other people. I'm just gonna see how it goes, and then like later on, if I do feel like actually going and dating other people, and seeing other people, then that's when I'm gonna talk to him and be like, I want to go do this. I'm so sorry. Like I don't want to be able to hurt him in a way that's gonna hurt him. So.
And you said, where are you from originally?
I'm from Washington.
And he's in Arizona? Were you
Yeah.
both in Washington?
Yeah.
And then he went to flight school in Arizona?
Arizona, yeah.
You came here to Santa Barbara to go to UCSB?
Mhm.
Okay. What's his name? First name? Can you?
Stop
it. Shout
Just
out.
first name, just first name.
His name's True.
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 Okay,
That
that's very,
narrows it
that's very,
It sounds like a Kardashian name.
No, it isn't. That's why.
I need to say something to True.
Shout
here.
out,
True,
True.
if you're watching, I'm addressing this to you.
Stop it. Get some help.
True, it's over. True, it's over.
It's not over.
She's at the #1 party school in the United States. I'm sorry, True, you can't do long distance. Okay, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sabotage your.
Wow, that was like
fun
almost
long
funny
distance.
from Brian.
I laughed.
Yeah, that was a little endearing. That was like 5% endearment.
No, Brian has a good night tonight. I'm just saying. We're gonna see. Brian's got a good night tonight.
It's not really solidified relationship.
I mean, I'm going down to visit him in November.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't recommend. Okay, hold on. We'll let this come in.
Donated $99.
Oh boy.
A two-part question.
Be nice with
One,
the chat,
if you
guys.
ladies want to be valuable,
Okay,
drop
we
out
can
of
skip
college and be
this.
with a
We're
man. Be
skipping
feminine,
this. We're
supportive, and
moving
lovely.
ahead.
Yeah,
A long
Wait,
way.
no, but is he saying as a girlfriend or as a?
That's the part. You know, I
Or
don't
as
think
a-
they could. I'm hoping he finished his education.
Okay.
Pretty true. That's funny.
He's a good
He has
guy.
a lot of things to tell us usually. So.
So going back to you, you've got this guy in Arizona.
I was thinking about it now. It's kind of just like open dating.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on, the story's changing.
No, that's what I said before. Like he's allowed to go see other people. I'm allowed to go see other people.
Does he know that he's allowed to go see
Yeah.
other people?
No, we talked about this like a while for like a month before I left for college.
And they only dated
So,
for 3 months,
like-
right?
Oh God.
Basically an open relationship.
Yeah, it's basically like an open relationship.
Summer
That's
said
gonna
you're
work.
not going to tell him.
No, I am gonna tell him. It's just like I am gonna tell him. I am gonna tell him. I
She's
am
not.
gonna
She's not gonna like be a random slut. I think she finds herself liking a guy. Then she'll have that conversation. But she's not ready to have it right now because it's not like she has somebody to move on to. Because she just doesn't want to hurt him.
It's very confusing to me. I have no clue what she's talking about because it's like she told him, they talked about it for a month. They've only been dating for 3 months, but he wanted to stay together. But she was saying she didn't want to date while in college, but they talked about it for a month and apparently planned it out together. And it's something that's agreed upon together. So it's like, I think she has no clue.
No.
But I guess she's young, so I'm not judging.
Yeah, they don't know.
I know. He knows now. I am gonna
You
tell
won't
you.
know.
I am gonna tell him, but it's just like I haven't gone with anyone yet. So
Yeah. Yes.
yeah, but I don't.
Yes.
Okay, yes, yes.
It's hey.
It's an open relationship. So
Maybe just some context for the viewers, because we have a lot of people who are in different parts of California, different parts of the U.S., even outside the country. So UCSB is a 4-year university here in Santa Barbara, California. Its enrollment is what, 20,000 undergrad, I think 25,000 undergrad. Classes just started this week, correct?
yeah, it starts on Thursday.
Oh, it hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was move-in weekend for like everyone coming back.
Yeah.
So it starts Thursday. Okay, got it.
Okay, we could skip a lot of this now because they talk about UCB and stuff like that. And, okay, 44. But yeah, I just wanted to keep that in just to kind of like show like, all right, so this is where they're going to be getting people from. And I'm kind of curious to see over the coming weeks now that school's coming back in session, what's going to be like the deal, And then we get back into the relationship statuses.
All right, we're going to continue with the relationship status. Juice, what about you?
Well, I'm single right now. I've had like 2
Juice.
relationships and like several situationships.
Mhm.
I've been single for, I think like for 2 years now.
Juice smokes a lot of
And,
pot.
Yeah, like I have no situationship or nothing going on right now. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. So you said you've been single for 2 years, was it?
2
Or
years. Yeah, 2
2
years.
And then what was your longest relationship? Sorry.
That one for 2 years too.
2 years. Okay, got it. Priya, what about you?
I am in a relationship.
Yes,
Roughly a
queen.
month.
Okay.
It's an
Longest-
arranged
Longest
marriage.
relationship was about 5 months.
5 months. Okay, cool. Got it. All right, let me.
Oh, I should point. I skipped these 3 girls because
Yeah.
They're kind of basic. The one
Okay.
blonde, she was in a relationship. The one you liked, she's never really been in a relationship, and guys, she doesn't. They've hurt her kind of, so she doesn't like them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just see if we have any. No, I don't think we have any chats. So there was a couple things here that I wrote down. I want to just go over. I know some of you are fairly new to the area. Those of you who maybe haven't been
now we can
experienced with this,
skip.
and maybe some of the.
Sorry, I'm checking my times here. Okay, 1:16. We can skip ahead. So now we know who they are. We know their basic relationship statuses, and now we could kind of get on into the debates. So this one is about traditional expectations compared to hookup culture, and does it make sense to be like traditional and traditional like kind of hookup culture and body counts? We'll hear.
Let's see here. Hold on. We're gonna react to a video. I think. Actually, you know what? I think this is a good conversation for this table because, well, UCSB party school. Oh no, actually, okay. We're saying not a fan of how guys act. So you're saying, well, here I'm traditional in all these ways. I want a guy to. I don't want a guy. At least this is what I understood. I feel like a lot of men in college probably want to just be like, come over, let's hook up.
Yes.
They don't want to do sort of and I think, but that is kind of how I think, especially in college, a lot of people maneuver. It's not like, let's go to a dinner date. It's what you're doing later. Maybe it's even a social circle. You're hanging out in a friend group. Let's go party together. Come over. But it's never like, here, let me actually plan a date.
Right.
Let's meet up, get some food, anything like that.
Yeah, the commitment and effort is severely lacking. Also, I feel like a big part of it is that there's so many girls at the school, and a lot of girls are also into hookup culture. So I'm not, and I realize that a guy who would prefer that, it'd be much easier for them to just go for one of the girls who do accept that behavior than to try for me when I'm not giving in as easily.
Those aren't the guys you want anyways, though. So they're kind of just
I
making
think
it out
you're
easier.
certainly spot on because
She absolutely is.
Because
Wow,
you're kind
good
of
for
put in a
her.
situation where if the standard that men have to meet is a lower threshold, a lower bar than what your standards are, than what your expectations are, then they're like, oh well, I can go hook up with Becky.
Yeah.
And I don't have to put in the work, and we can.
You
just
should have
hook up
just
quick,
pointed
so
at one of the
for-
sluttier girls. Like, he can go hook up with you, or you, or you.
There's not really any slutty girls on the show.
I love
time.
this comment. This podcast is for people I avoided like the plague at school. Oh, push-ups.
Really?
Going to sleep. Cheers, friends. Thanks, push-ups. He's in bed by
Night-night.
now. Good night, push-ups.
Sweet dreams.
JB, appreciate Fealty for watching this full podcast and picking out the interesting bits. Yes. Props to
Thank you.
Fealty. Doing the hard work so we don't have to.
JB, you just made my night, my week, my month, and possibly my year with that. Thank you. Much appreciated. All right, let's get back on into the debates.
I'll be there for you.
All girls raise their
is Friends stuck in your head? Are you watching Friends? That would be pretty.
No.
Pretty.
Would not be caught dead watching that filth.
Okay, golly. I am watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, people, just saying.
standards a little bit. It will force the guys to have to change the way they act over changing which girl they pursue. Yeah. Advice for girls.
That is
Yep.
correct.
It's true.
Exactly.
It's true. So I guess what should women do then? What do the women
Raise their standards. Yes.
Close their legs.
Wow,
deserve
she has
it.
a good dad. Her and the dancer have excellent relationships with their dads.
You think?
I
Is
do
that what it
think.
takes?
I know that that's not what I had, and I was the opposite of those girls. So I'm just comparing myself to them.
Yeah. Okay. Let's hear. They
you have a
talk a
response
little
to
more
not
about.
not that specifically. I do disagree, but I don't really want to get into that. I want to respond.
You
to
can
that
get into
first.
it.
No, we should
Well,
get into
Oh,
that.
okay. I'll get into it
Respond
with
to
you,
her
but I want to
and-
respond to that
sure.
first. I just wanted to ask more like question clarification. When you say women should raise their standards, I agree about that. But do you think that it means if women are participating in hooking up culture at all, that means they immediately have low standards, or can you still like participate in this?
I
hooking
like
up
that
culture we
she-
have in UCSB.
I like she's asking this in a way that is not judgmental of her, which is like pretty mature. Like she doesn't feel threatened by her. She doesn't feel like, oh, you're calling me a slut because I give it up right away. She's like, what do you mean by this? It's good. It's healthy.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't think she's ever said her body count. I'm pretty sure she didn't.
I don't think he's asked people.
You know what? He didn't. He didn't ask body count. Like he does bring up
Probably
body
that
count a
comes
little
off.
bit
I
later.
think because it comes off creepy. There's a bunch of 18-year-old girls like, "What's your body count?"
Yeah, you know what? That might be true. That might be actually.
This should have been the show that I was on.
Wow.
I could have evaded all the hard questions.
I can't believe I didn't even think of that. I didn't think of that because like I did notice like I was trying to think of like what was their body count and stuff because they do bring up body count later. We're not gonna cover it because it really wasn't. They didn't go much into it, and only Madison really came up because her body count's 8 and she's only like 18, 19. So like the super chats have been going after her for that. But all right, yeah, let's hear the
and have higher
lesbian.
standards for your hookups.
I think girls can participate if they would like that, but from experience and talking to a lot of girls, like my friends or around here, they don't actually like how it goes. That's just all that they're being offered, so they accept that. And I think if they stick to like their requirements, that they would actually feel good about receiving from men. That would like help dating in general. Yeah.
That's fair. I agree with that.
What was
Okay.
you wanted to go to war with Priya?
Oh, well, close your legs. Like I know that some of us at this table are not virgins. We've had sex before. Like when you say close your legs, like what are you referring to specifically?
Do not partake in hookup culture.
Okay. I personally don't judge people who partake in hookup culture. I don't really have time for it, so I don't really care to. But like, live your life. We're in college. We're young. Have your fun. This is literally the time. You're single. Clearly, the guys here don't really care for these good long-term relationships. At least I haven't found one that's interested in that. And if you want to fulfill yourself in a certain way, and maybe you are lowering your standards, but I think trying to get fulfillment for yourself isn't like this thing that should be shamed, really.
I'm not trying to shame anybody personally, but like to what she was saying, how men are not going to give her the time of day because she has standards for what she wants out of a romantic or sexual relationship. And if the next girl is about to give it up with no requirements whatsoever, they're always going to go for the second girl. Men want sex. They want sex. The relationship comes after. That's like their innate primal desire is sex. And if you're going to give that to them, they're gonna like want to work.
But there's
not
men
as
now
hard.
who don't partake in hookup culture. So it's like, if that's not your thing, then go find those men. Because it's like, yeah, if we as a woman try to like lower how we like hookup culture and whatever, it still is never going to be 100%. So those men who want to find those easy women will still always be able to find that second option. So it's like, instead, like just find someone who wouldn't partake in hookup culture anyways. Because if they are going to sleep with anyone given the option, just if you lower that option for them, they're still going to find a way to do it.
But if you significantly lower the amount that are in that pool that will like partake in the women that will partake
Yeah, but
in
you
hookup culture, you're going to make it significant.
You can't control what people do. Like even if you shame women, be like, "Oh, don't hook up." Like you could, in theory, be like, "Yeah, okay, that sounds like a good idea." But then you're drunk, you're really vibing with somebody, like that goes out the window. I think you can only control what you do, and if you want a better result for yourself, you change your behaviors. I just think it's senseless to try to like rally other women to not put out. It's like you don't know, like how are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I do think though people do hope with the body count stuff, I do think at the core what people are trying to say is that they want assurance with the person. Like they don't want to risk like being with someone and just them flaking out and just going a different route, you know, and just being like, all right, peace out, because one thing happened I didn't like, you know, so I don't dig you anymore. You know, it kind of has like a vibe of like, you imagine if like someone never eats the same food ever. Like, you know, it'd be like, well, I don't want to have lunch with them every day because they're going to be flopping around to every single place, you know. But granted, it's not a great analogy, but like I do wonder if that's kind of more so what it is just like people trying to say, look, we don't want to get hurt, you know, like at the core of like just don't want to get just dropped out of nowhere. And you know, even watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, you know, spoilers, you know, when Larry and his wife, I forget her name, you know, when she just like
Cheryl Hines.
Cheryl
right?
Hines, yeah. She's married to RFK Jr. But
I
you know,
love you, Cheryl. Don't get myocarditis.
could you imagine that? Like, so good. Wow, that feels
I'm
amazing.
coming.
Oh god.
Let's hold on. Celine
Oh.
sent a couple super chats. Thank you so much, Celine, for the super chats. I'm still a V, and finding someone who can just wait until the second or third date is near impossible. A lot of times I get rejected for a relationship for being a V because sex is seen as a prerequisite. And by prerequisite, I mean something people see sex as something that happens before a relationship. I've stopped telling people I'm a V because it makes them want me more. Don't hold out hope. Like, I mean, don't hold out hope. Don't lose hope, because I mean, Frank made me wait like a month. So I was like, all right. Like, it was good. It was good for me, actually, because it did put me in this place of like, oh, I have to work for this. He's just not gonna put it out. All right. Um, yeah, don't lose hope. And I think if having a relationship before sex is important to you, then you could be able to you could do that. I think you could find someone to do that. You probably have to look for someone a little more religious. Like look for guys at church or something.
I was
But
about to pull Brian and ask her age though, and I realized, nah, I'm gonna not do that.
Yeah, it's so tricky. It does seem like sex is kind of like a given to even consider dating somebody, and it shouldn't be that way. If that's not what you're comfortable with, I would try maybe get on like a Christian dating app, or yeah, see if there's meetups at like the local church or something.
Is that Christian mingle thing? Does that actually, like, do people use that?
I think so. Yeah, Anthony and Crystal met on a Christian dating app.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know
Yeah, and they're
what it was
happy.
called. Yeah.
Might be worth it. I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel bad for, well, I was just about to say, I feel bad for anyone dating in this day and age, and here I am single. Like,
That's you too.
yeah, like, I'm in on that group of people. But, I mean, I don't know. For me, I would date a virgin, like, with, like, the rule of, like, we're not going to do anything unless we get married. I would give
That's
it a
sweet.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm looking for is dating. I'm not looking for I want to hook up. Like, if
Yeah.
it happens, like, okay, I guess. But really, I want to go on the date first.
Or she could just do butt sex and save her special hole for her husband.
Yeah, that's the way around. She super chatted again, I see there.
Oh my God, Celine, you're the absolute best. Men who are also virgins are a turn off. Religious men are a little too strict for me and need someone who levels me out. Oh, interesting.
Well, that was a twist.
So you want
now.
a more experienced guy, not necessarily religious, but you want to wait until marriage.
Well, I guess I suppose a girl can be lacking of experience and still get the job done with a guy very easily, whereas a guy with no experience is probably going to fumble on getting the job done for the girl. So I guess there is like a...
I think you both fumble, like, because you haven't had enough time to figure out what you even like. Like, it took me years to even start thinking about, like, what? It should feel good for me? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I guess for girls, girls have to learn the language of kind of conveying what they want, like, what they dig, whereas for a guy, though, it does help if you're going to do things he digs, but I think, like, if there was any universal for all guys, I would say what a guy wants is just to get the vibe that you're digging him and you're into what's happening. Like, if you act like, you're so into whatever's happening, the guy's gonna get there.
Okay. Selena's clarifying, I don't want to wait until I'm married, just with someone I trust and wants to date for marriage. That's sweet. That seems doable.
Yeah, that's not working?
No, I think that's actually great, because you're going to kind of like sift out the guys that just want sex and don't want to find a relationship.
Yeah.
But if a guy wants a relationship, I think he will understand where you're at and wait with you.
And Celine is kind of talking about what they were kind of just talking about, kind of like raising the standards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like not just giving it away on like the first few dates or, you know, going to a party and kind of getting drunk and having your inhibitions being lowered and just kind of just going for the moment and the experience, you
Right.
know? So like, yeah, like I do think that makes a ton of sense, right? Like, definitely, if there's one thing Celine's doing is lowering her risk of getting hurt. Like, yeah, you might get hurt because like the guys aren't digging like the whole virginity thing or whatnot in the chase, but you're not gonna get hurt after you did stuff with a dude and the next day he's out with Molly from like Phi Sigma blah, you know.
Yeah. Deranged lunatic. What's the deal with the girl wearing the helmet? That is what's her name?
Madison.
Kiki.
No,
Oh no,
that's
Madison.
Yeah.
That's Madison. She always wears that hat.
Yeah. It's a World War I helmet.
Somebody
forget, he
gave
was
X-Ray
explaining.
Girl that same helmet.
Really?
Yeah.
Does she wear it on FNT?
I don't know. I'm gonna make her wear it tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh yeah, tomorrow's Friday. Golly. I'm still thinking today's Wednesday.
I know.
Do we have I think there was no super chat that came
Oh
in.
yeah, MK Solid. Thanks for the super chat. Do you guys think Bruce Willis's hot wife is going to stay celibate and stay by his side as he gets worse? I think she might bail eventually. You have no idea. I mean, you're not inside their relationship with them. Who knows? She could be a ride or die. I think even if she is feeling like she has somebody else lined up, you would be an asshole to like fuck around on your husband like while he's in that state of decline. So I would bet no, just because she would look like so bad.
She is quite the looker. You know. Kind of surprised she's with him. I think it's for the money. Just saying.
Maybe he has a huge dong. Who knows?
But, yeah. It is sad what's happening though.
This is a great point by Agent Soul. Bruce Willis's Parkinson's will make him vibrate, so maybe she'll enjoy it more.
Maybe that's why Cheryl Hines likes RFK Jr.
Oh my God. What if he just like, Cheryl, sit on my face.
Yeah, he recites the Constitution while she sits on his face. You know, 4 and wow, this is working. All right, let's get back on in. Yeah, let's get back. There's a little bit more here.
More difficult for those men to find women to partake in it with them. So they're gonna have to.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. Like realistically though, it'll never be 100%. Will never even be probably over 80%. So it's like, instead, I don't think anyone should lower their standards. Like earlier when you're talking about like, oh, I keep being disappointed from men, I'm gonna lower my standards. No, don't do that. Keep making your standard higher because there is gonna be a man out there that fits those standards.
Absolutely.
But don't
Celine?
try to. If we all as women like try to let's lower the standards. Like I do think that I do see why people say that because I don't like how it's going where like spreading your legs is seen as a empowerment move. I don't like that, and I see how that's like combating it. But if you're a woman who likes hookup culture, be a part of that hookup culture and go for the, spew with men who do too. But yeah, I don't think that you are empowering yourself by hooking.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I see that point. But
yeah, we all have free bodily autonomy. We can do pretty much whatever we want.
Yeah.
It's a free country, but at the same time, I don't think it's something to glorify or to encourage. And like she was saying, how her friends that want to have high standards, but then give in to the pressure because they can't find men that want like serious relationships. I think that's also a product of that.
I don't disagree, but I think that
Celine's
since
timing was
UCSB
perfect
is
on
known
that.
as a party school.
Yeah.
Don't you think it brings those type of men that are specifically looking for hookup and party culture as opposed to relationships? So it's kind of hard to say that this applies everywhere, that all men are wanting to engage in hookup culture, and because women are also engaging in hookup culture, you're like taking away like these possibly good men who might settle down in a relationship. I think it's hard to say that here in UC Santa Barbara because the guys came here for that. So it's like we've got this environment of where most of the guys here are participating in hookup culture, and the women also came here to party, so we're also partaking in it. Like, so it's kind of hard to generalize based on our area, really. And that's kind of
I feel like
my
some other girls
perspective
that
on it.
do go to UCSB might want to rebuttal that. I mean, I don't, so I can't speak on it, but it seems like a few of you don't really want to partake in partying.
These girls have only been here for 3 days.
Yeah.
From my experience here,
I
though,
know.
it is true. Like a lot of majority, even like I didn't know it was a party school when I first came here, but like a lot of my friends who I met when I came here were like, yeah, like I heard about everything that I saw online, and like I knew it was gonna be some party, I knew it was gonna be easy access to certain things. So I would say, in like compared to a lot of four-year institutions, there is an influx of men like that here.
Sure, no, I know
See,
plenty of people that go to party schools for that, like for that reason.
I
but-
mean, I feel like UCSB is definitely like more commonly known for hookup culture and for partying. So I feel like you kind of know what you're getting yourself into coming here. As like everyone that I've talked to and I've known, that's kind of like the common sense. Like UCSB is known for that. So I feel like definitely if you're looking for like your husband, I mean, maybe when you're like older, like I'm only a first year. So if you're like a third or fourth year, they're probably matured by then and you'll probably find like that guy. But I feel like first year, trying to find like the guy you're going to get married
That's
to.
adorable.
Or, like, serious relationship is not the best
The hope,
to come here
you
if you're
know?
trying to do that right
That's
off the bat.
adorable.
So I'd say your odds are low.
That'll happen for a
Yeah,
few
happens.
people. That'll happen. I mean, I remember when I went to college, there were people like pairing off like sophomore, junior year. Yeah, some people got married right out of college. It's possible, but I don't think it's probable.
I'm trying to think if I know anyone that got married after college, and I honestly can't think of anyone. Yeah. Oh, maybe it was because it was like fraternity life. You know. One of them got close, though. He's now an assistant district attorney for New York. But, yeah, they ended up breaking up. I don't know. It is UCSB, so it is a party school. And I do think that was an interesting point, right? Like, that, like, you know, the people going to that school, I mean, it's like, if you're looking up schools, like, is UCSB known for their academic prowess, or are they known because it's a party school, like, when you're looking at schools? So it's like, the people that are going to be going there are mass predominantly going to be...
They're either really naive. How do you go to the school not knowing that it's known for being a party school?
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's tough. All right, so yeah, we could skip ahead now. They pretty much cover everything. There is more. They kind of just go back and forth on the same things, but hookup culture does come up again later, and it goes into something interesting. So 134.08. Skipping ahead. They changed the YouTube fast forward function to 10 seconds from 5, which is, yeah, snazzy. I kind of like it. Golly, I can't remember numbers anymore. I'm getting old. That's what it is. All right, here we go.
I think I want to hear more from Juice.
From Juice. Oh, yeah, no, there's a portion I have saved that's going to be coming up with her of an interesting experience she once had.
Uh-oh.
She's interesting.
I'm trying to think where we left off. Oh, we had a chat here from JBS. Let me pull that up. Oh, Body Drop. Was that 10 gifted subs on Twitch? Hey, thank you, man. JBS. More women choosing not to participate in hookup culture is not going to stop men from wanting it. You all know there's men who fake relationships all the time for sex. A man has to want to commit to a relationship on his own will. Oh, there you go, JBS. Good point. Good point. But I mean, look, if it became hard, like if it was just there was a very small proportion of women who were willing to engage in hookup culture, then out of necessity, what's that?
They're just gonna get sneakier then.
Yeah.
Men
like,
are
now,
not.
No, there's a lot of men
Sneakier.
who like if like you know sometimes they for some reason if they really want to hook up with that girl super bad, they'll spend months leading them on just to get that one thing. So like if there's less women that they could just go to get that easy hookup, then they're gonna have to start manipulating more women who just
honestly,
but
but is it
now they're
manipulation
going
or
to be
is it
hidden. At least
into
now they'll
relationship?
throw themselves out there. But if they're like hiding now, it's going to be harder.
yeah now that then they're like so it's like it's a
But
you know,
honestly,
either way, I
realistically, hookup culture is getting way worse if you think about it. Like
No, it
now
is,
they're starting at
absolutely.
earlier ages,
Yeah.
earlier everything. It's just getting worse.
Well, when you say, so you're talking like in high school?
No, like I have seen like little siblings get with people in like middle school. I've had girls get pregnant at my school. Like it's like where I don't know, at least where I'm from, it starts out young.
Where
Well,
are
our
you
age
from?
is actually going up statistically.
Where's she from?
People are having kids
Where are you
later, so it's not.
I'm from like Southern California. So
I
People
see the
having
same
kids
thing.
later, but I think
she's
people are
talking
still
about
sleeping with each other.
Yeah. But like with the having the babies and stuff, like it seems that way. But also you have to remember with social media, you have a lot more access to see a lot more things. But statistically, the average age that women are having their first children is going up.
It's because people don't want to have children, though. That's not necessarily I mean, obviously, you know, sex is a precursor to having children, but there's a lot of
like, they're
options
always
out there for people to have contraception.
I see how it's definitely getting worse, but I just feel like a lot of people discredit what used to be going on. Like little kids were always hooking up. Kids were always hooking up. Like I know girls in high school
Little
who are hooking
kids.
up, middle school who are hooking up. Like it's not anything new. I just think it's becoming more normalized as in a way it's being talked about more.
When did you start, Kiko?
Like, like sexually, not until college.
Not until college.
Yeah.
Late bloomer. Then, kind of, a little bit.
It was pretty average for my school. There were some girls who would, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
that uncommon.
Wait, but you said that men will get like more manipulative. Men,
Mhm.
I don't know if I said it correctly. Sorry, but don't you think maybe they're just gonna try harder and make them work more for even though if it doesn't work out for a relationship, but at least they work harder like to get you. Don't you think that's like a little bit more worth it than?
It's like, yeah, but if they're working harder just to have sex with me, it's still gonna have the same outcome unless if they would have just told me that in the beginning.
Honestly, it'll be worse because then you'll get like emotionally attached and they'll manipulate you into that, and then they'll ghost you after or something.
Because we're talking about men who have like this, primal urge, like to call it, to constantly hook up, be sleeping around all the time, and if they can't have access to that, and that's still what their mindset is, even if they're putting more effort to it, it's technically fake effort, because they're just doing it out of the hopes of being able to sleep with you still.
But at least there's effort,
Yeah, I see that, but I like it's like you're trying to just prolong game. For me personally, I can see how some people like maybe she would like that if they were putting the effort in the beginning for a little bit, but it's like I'd rather just know straight up what your intentions are and not know 3 months later.
I would rather someone be straight up.
Yeah.
Because there definitely are men out there that they will play the slow game. They'll, okay, cool, I'll wait a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then they get it. And
Pussy
then
Energy donated 99.
But yeah, so
Pussy energy.
like with that though, like what I was wondering is, do you think though that, all right, so if a girl like raises her standards, let's say, and she waits a longer time, isn't that still no matter what better? Like they're trying to say like, oh well, then guys will get more manipulative, but at the same time, aren't you buying more time to kind of suss out his BS?
Exactly.
Like, so it's like I didn't really agree with that philosophy of theirs, that like, oh, they're gonna just get better at lying for longer periods of time. It's like, I don't know, like, it's hard to lie for a long time like that, I'd imagine.
Right, they would give up and just find someone easier.
Yeah, like there would be a vibe, and yeah, like you say, yeah, they find someone easier, like especially with dating apps and stuff. Like the options are out there. Okay, so yeah, they go into that TTS. We could skip ahead. See, I'm trying to find some smaller moments, but there are very long moments coming up later. All right, so we're gonna switch it up from the hooking up, and we're gonna learn about your favorite girl, Juice. So we're gonna skip ahead to your favorite girl, Juice, and her experience. That was interesting, let's say. So they were talking about in this portion, he went around the table and he was talking about like sugar daddies and stuff. So it gets up to Juice, and we're gonna hear her sugar daddy experience here.
I guess, I don't know, I'm older, so I guess yes, but I never hooked up with him. I traveled and everything with him, but he always
Go ahead.
he has a lot of money, and I don't know, we ended up being friends, but we never hooked up. Not even, he didn't even try to hook up.
Didn't even try.
No, didn't even try.
Initially, it was clear that he was interested in you beyond just friendship.
It didn't seem that way, no, like, not at all.
Older guy?
Yeah, he's older. He's like almost 60 years old, and we travel like, I don't know, for 3 or 4 months, first class and stuff like that. But we never hooked up. We became really good friends, but.
Wait, so
just like a companion.
Would he pay besides just travel?
Yeah, fly around the whole world. He's gonna pay. I mean,
my buddy and me. That's pretty cool.
Was that the My Buddy theme song?
Yeah.
The Chucky doll.
Kid sister, kid sister, kid sister and me.
That's terrifying. Okay, let's hear
Well,
about
she just got paid to travel for free. Good for her.
Yeah. Wait till you hear how much.
He didn't. Well, he
gave you money, helped you with bills, rent.
Well, he helped me a couple of times. Well, he did it like as a gift. He will like give it to the landlord.
Okay.
And then he gave me one time a check. Yeah, a good check as a gift.
How much? It's fine. It's good.
$14,000, but that was like 2 years ago. I know.
The gas.
Let's do. I want to do.
Where are you at right now?
Let's go math this.
What are you doing?
I need to do a full accounting of this, so I've got my math here pulled up. So 14,000.
Yes.
One-time payment, but were there other one-time payments for lesser amounts or more higher amounts?
Well, her rent multiple times.
Well, my rent like 2 times. He gave it to the landlord itself. Like
how much was that?
Wow.
It was like $600 or $700 at that point.
1,400.
Mm-hmm. And then we travel. We travel first.
I got greasy something.
Yes.
One-time payment, but were there other one-time payments for lesser amounts or more higher amounts?
Well, her rent multiple times.
Well, my rent like 2 times. He gave it to the landlord itself. Like
Wow.
Sorry for the distraction there, yo. I could have sworn I saw the girl in the lime green just pinching her nips for a split second there, but no, she was fixing her shirt.
Excited.
Yeah, I was like, do I want to risk showing the stream? I was like, no, surely she couldn't have been pinching her nips. Like, but we
it was
risked
like $600 or $700 at that point.
1,400.
Mm-hmm. And then we travel first class and stuff like that, and to Hawaii and to New York.
How many different flights total do you think, like vacations, did you take with them?
We took to New York in first class.
Just how many? Total.
In total, maybe like, I don't know, like 8 or 9. 9. Let's put 9.
Okay, let's just say 10. And so you said Hawaii, New York. Where else?
Las Vegas.
Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere else?
We went to San Francisco.
Mexico.
No, we didn't go out of the country.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's American too. But he will like always like, I don't know if it's the correct way to say it, order like a room with 2 beds. And he never like ever tried anything. I swear, like he never even kissed a peck or anything, like at all.
What are these guys doing?
I know.
Like good for you, but it's just like as a guy, I'm like, why?
You know,
he just wants a friend. Maybe he's lonely.
Does he need another friend? That's what I
Maybe he
thought
doesn't have a
too.
sex drive. He's older.
I'm gonna still be putting it down at 60, son.
That was like I think the original like I'm probably wrong on the strike detailing, but like that used to be the original definition like of escorting. Like that's why there was different words because like prostitution was paying for. You know,
But is she an escort doing that though?
In a sense.
Yeah.
It's companionship.
I guess so.
Yeah, you know what? 14K is nip pinch worthy.
Oh yeah, the Mount Made green shirt just,
Wow.
Golly. But yeah, I don't know. They go on to talk a little bit more, and Brian, this might be worth listening to. Okay.
It's supposed to be no sexual contact, and they're literally just paying you for your companionship, like time and stuff like that.
Just I want to hang out with a pretty girl,
You want to hang out with a pretty girl. Sometimes it's like they'll book you to go to their fancy little dinner with all their friends.
I used to be all skinny and stuff like that.
No, that's not. I was just the whole situation to me is.
I know.
Is bonkers. So, was he like? Did he speak Spanish with you? Is he a Spanish guy?
No. He's American. He's super American. Yeah, like he has blue eyes.
I don't know what that
and, like,
means.
He's older.
Maybe he liked your accent.
No. I hope not.
Sophia, what's it?
Now I miss him.
Oh, Sophia Vergara.
Oh, yeah.
But so you.
Yeah. Now she misses him. Now she just did some math and said to herself, I mean, we were in separate beds. He didn't try anything. I was getting my rent paid. I was getting flown around the country. Like, what isn't there to miss? Like, why did it stop? Like, for her to say, now I miss him, I think, denotes that she was the one to pull away from him.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, maybe she wasn't reciprocating flirty vibes, and he just was like, well, I don't want to get rejected by her.
Maybe, but then why take her all around the country? Like, if he can afford all
Maybe
these
she's
first-class flights, maybe. She seems down to earth. I wouldn't mind just hanging with her.
She's the juice. There's only one juice. Well, there's two, but the other one's OJ.
I thought the other one was Corn.
It's Corn.
Well, maybe the person she dated was Corn. Who knows? Because Corn has the juice.
Right.
Okay, that was easy.
This was 2 years ago?
No, this was in 2019.
I'm kind of let down that I didn't say that was corny.
That's okay.
Right. Yeah, my fail.
So you were like, you're 36, so you were like.
Were you
30?
33? 32? 33? Yeah. I never quit my job though, but I don't know.
You were coming.
I know, but I'm older, so yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
All
Now
right,
I do
don't
miss
hate
him,
me,
though.
guys. Don't hate me, guys. But
here we go.
Women have dating and life on easy mode.
Yes.
There's
this.
I'm actually, when your little sugar daddy situation came about, like there's no women hitting me up like, oh Brian, let me.
Because you're
fly you over there.
boring,
Here's
Brian.
$1,000."
Because you're not fun. Yeah, nobody wants to travel with because the guy who wears the same flannel shirt every day.
Hey, I only have like 2 flannel shirts.
Okay, I'm
that
not
fit.
talking about you, Fealty.
Not everything's about me. Okay, I get it.
No, Fealty, you're fun. Brian is not fun. No one's gonna pay for his companionship.
I would have fun hanging out with him, not in a relationship way, but he's into World
Would you
of
pay
Warcraft
for him
and
to
stuff.
fly out places with you?
If I had the money, like if I was a person who had money like that, I
Right.
wouldn't pay for anyone. Well, no, I would fly you somewhere, like you and Frank. If like I had
Aw.
a place and somewhere, I'd be like, yeah, come and visit the place. I'll fly you out. Like we'll have
Aw.
a fun time.
But would you fly out a girl that you got along with or Brian?
I don't think I would fly out a girl that I got along with, because
You
I
wouldn't
wouldn't.
fly out Kate Meany?
Well, Kate's not into me, but like if I was dating a girl, okay, if I was dating a girl, I would fly her around for sure.
Okay.
Kamikaze.
I actually really like this comment better. No one's trying to pay for this Stephen Hawking wannabes vacation. He's not fun. He's not fun on a trip. There's some guys that like you, Marshall, Frank, Stancil, you know what I mean, that would be fun on a trip, that like would enhance it. You'd be funny. You would like, he's not bringing anything to the table personality wise.
I wonder how Brian is outside of this podcast, though. You know, like when you get just regular Brian, he's not like focusing on questioning people as if they're under a hot light and stuff. Like he's not interrogating people for their age. Like I wonder what just Brian.
No, I
is
think
like.
he's just doing that everywhere he goes. He's asking people their age and body count. I think when he's in line at Starbucks, he's asking the barista her body count.
Do you think he rolls around in his chair everywhere he goes, though?
Yeah.
In line at Starbucks, just like, what is your age? All right, listen.
Who's listening? Brian wants you to
There's
his
sites for you. You can sign up if you would like.
I'm not saying that sugar mamas don't exist, but like it's probably
well, the ratio is not.
For every one sugar mama,
the ratio.
Sugar daddies.
Probably more.
So I've been waiting for you to bring this up. You brought up earlier the hookup culture, right? You guys love to say and complain about women and hookup culture and this, that, and the third. What if men just raise your standards and you guys stop sleeping with everyone? Then maybe your lives wouldn't be so difficult. You keep complaining about, you know, this and that, and hookup culture. And saying that we control hookup culture by like, if we don't sleep with you guys, no. How about you guys stop sleeping with everybody, and that'll
yeah.
Well, here's the difference. I would kind of point out to that. You say you guys, but what I would argue is when it comes to hookup culture, it's actually a fairly small proportion of men that you could say are responsible. So I think what's going on in hookup culture is you have women who are chasing after the top 10, top 20% of men. They're sleeping with all the women, and then the rest of the guys are.
That's not
lonely.
true. He's just like, he's babbling off stats and things he's heard on Fresh and Fit. It's like, I don't know. A lot of women make a lot of mistakes. A lot of women hook up with all sorts of terrible men. So it's like, there's a lot of women not going for the top 10%.
Yeah, no, that's true. But are they not the top 10% though? Like, are they going after the dad bod guy that like has low salary often?
Yes, if they're fun. And there's a
I mean,
connection.
I don't know if all right, I'll utilize this as an example. So think about Wet Spot, right? Think about all the guys that go around Wet Spot. How many of them are dating anyone?
I don't even know.
None. All the bleachers.
The bleacher creatures?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to ask them next show.
Yeah, I mean, go through it. Like, how many of them are currently hooking up with and dating people?
Are they trying? Right. We'll have to have a bleacher creature episode.
Yeah. Because I think because when this happened, I did think about that. Like, well, how many people do I know? And most of the people I know are either currently married or in serious relationships, you know, that I've met through you and everybody there. Like, I mean, really think about it. All the girls, like pretty much 99% of the girls in the community are either in a relationship that's serious or married or engaged, you know? Whereas the guys, like, yeah, there are a lot of guys that are married, like, because, you know, they have good careers and stuff. But, you know, when I think of the ratio, as Chrissy would say, like, is it not that the guys are more often, like, really, like, just out of the game, you know? And I think of the guys I know personally.
I wonder, because I think the shows I do attract more male listeners and fans. I think there's less women in my circle because it's like they're either fellow comedians or my close friends who are in entertainment, like in the business in some form. And I don't feel like at this point I'm friends with a lot of just normal women. like normies at all, really. So I don't think that it's a fair assessment.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point because it isn't tit for tat, as some would say. Because yeah, the girls are in like more of a career of like I guess entertainment and knowing a lot of people, whereas if you compare it to the bleachers, they're not in careers of knowing like tons of people and having a high chance of running into someone to date. So that's you totally disproved that right there. Yeah. So, let's hear Brian fail
more
then.
men who are indulging in casual sex than women are.
No, I think it's the reverse.
No. I would agree that it's the reverse.
I think that if perhaps you can make the argument that men are
Attempt.
more inclined to just pursue casual sex, but that's very different than actually being able to get it. The men that are able to regularly get casual sex is a much smaller cohort of people compared to like almost any woman, even if she's overweight, she can be in hookup culture. I would argue like a overweight man, he doesn't have access to hookup culture.
So I'm not saying that it's easier for men. Women have more access to sex, correct? But that doesn't negate the fact that they try so hard that they still end up being the most people in hooking up in casual sex.
Wait.
Because there's men, yes, they might not get it on their first try, but they're still trying to. So even if it takes them all night long, even if they have to go up to 10 different women, they're leaving that night with a girl in hand. I know many men like that, and they are mid. They are not some chads or the finest men in the room. No, I know very mid men who are mid men who take home.
She's really growing
a woman
on
if they
me.
want,
Well,
they're
but
gonna leave with one.
Really?
I like her now.
She does have a lot of leftist and she has a feminist kind of belief systems, though. But on this one, yeah. I guess.
Might be bringing something else. They might have some charisma or game. Obviously, you were in the nightlife. You're a bartender, so like when you get alcohol involved in the picture.
And it's not saying it's right, but even in Isla Vista, that's usually a play in majority of scenarios. So
I like her
people
because she's trying to see everybody's perspective.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying like I'm saying like yes, it's not right that they're using this alcohol, but I'm saying that's what's happening the majority of the time is both parties are drinking. So
well, it's like the liquid confidence for guys. Like they're gonna be less scared to approach a girl if they're a little intoxicated. They're not going to be as nervous, anxious, etc.
Right, but I still think like there's more if you count the amount of men versus the amount of women who are
engaging in hookup culture.
Because I would be like,
disagree.
Guys will take home. Guys can take home 3-4 different girls a week, and nobody would bat an eye. Right? A girl might be having casual sex, but usually it's either they're repeating partners, or they're not. It's not the same because you will get judged for that, whereas a man wouldn't. So girls are more inclined to not do that. That's why when I mean that, yes, but that's not what a sneak link really means. But I'm saying that if you count it out, there's going to be more men who are doing that than women.
I mean, but okay, it's not like with the dating apps and social media and like meeting people at parties and bars and clubs and stuff. There's as a woman, if you want to kind of keep a low profile and hook up with a shit ton of men, you can absolutely do it. It's this idea that they're going to be judged. Like, who? You can be sneaky.
Do it. Not really in these years. I mean, everyone here probably has roommates. You're going to notice if your roommate's gone every night and doesn't have a boyfriend. Like those things don't get non-picked up. They might be you could be a little bit more hush hush about it, but usually things start going around. Guys are going to start talking. Guys love to talk about their sexual encounters. So even if she's quiet about it, he's going to go tell his homie, and that homie's going to tell that homie. So I mean, most of the time it gets around pretty fast.
So you're saying that when it comes to getting sex, that it's actually pretty comparable. Like even if you're a mid guy, if you really want it, like you can just go get it.
Yes, but I'm not saying that men have more access to sex. I'm not saying that women do have more access to sex. But I'm not saying you have to be a 10 out of 10 amazing looking or rich man to get a woman. That's not true. Because
I will agree with that to the extent that I think that the top 1% attractiveness of men are getting sex 7 days a week. Whereas like a average looking guy is probably getting sex once a week. I would still, at least in my
or zero,
but I would say that there's definitely more men that attempt to partake in hookup culture. Are they as successful as women can be? No, but I think there's probably more in terms of volume of men partaking on a regular basis than there are women. But women obviously have more access in terms of they don't have to try nearly as hard as men do to partake in hookup culture. Does that make sense?
That's exactly. Yeah.
But I will clarify.
Okay, so I have a question written down here for this one. All right, so like she's saying like that it's kind of like even, but she is conveying that it might be a little bit easier for a girl than it is for a guy. And I wonder if that is because common standard kind of dating kind of principles is that the guy's going to pay for the first date, the guy's to initiate the first date and everything. So for a guy, he has to set up like an excursion, that he's going to be able
not
to
in college though
do.
Not really in college. You just, I'll meet you at the froyo machine and that's your date.
I guess so. If I didn't go to a college that had stuff like that. I mean, there wasn't like people like living on campus and stuff. So it was kind of like, you'd have a girl who's in Staten Island, another one's in the Bronx and stuff. Like,
I didn't really have a boyfriend in college, but I observed my friends who did. It was just come over to my room, or we go eat food together after our classes, and like go to whatever the student concert is. He wasn't like whisking her off anywhere off campus or something.
I guess so. Yet again, yeah.
Like you both have your meal plan card. It's not like the guy's gonna be like, "Oh, allow me. Let me pay for your pizza. It is a Friday after all."
Pay for your pizza. Oh, that would be the girl I could date, is the girl who I could buy a $1 pizza slice outside of, Compound Media. That would be my date. Golly, I could afford that. All right, so now we're gonna skip ahead. They were talking about body count here, but not just like body count, but like kind of like if you have your body count, is it more reasonable to like look for someone who has a lower body count than your body count? Like, is that more of a reasonable thing than just being like, all right, my body count's 8. I shouldn't look for, someone who's too high. Like if you have 200 and mine is 8, I should be looking for 8 or below.
You're going to vibe with who you vibe with, and then that conversation comes up like maybe a couple of dates in. And by then, you already know if you like them or not.
Guess so.
Celine, a comedian named Yamanika, said she was a virgin until 27 and made it into a comedy skit. I know Yamanika Saunders. She's absolutely hilarious. I've had her on my old Stonewall show. I haven't seen her in a few years, but she's very funny.
Is she single now?
Oh, I don't know. This is about RFK Jr. Force go and scored. Oh my God, I'm coming.
I don't know how they do it. I can't imagine that. It's rough. I feel kind of bad that I wouldn't vote for him, kind of just because of the voice.
Yeah,
he is also a leftist. Yeah, I mean, I don't like his views.
He might be switching parties. He might be becoming a libertarian. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, isn't that if they screw him out of like the Democrat Party chance or whatnot? Oh, this is about dating. I'm gonna hit play. So we're on body count here.
Instagram is an attempt at a beard. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's gay.
Puffy confirmed and denied.
Yeah,
she played for the other team.
Send in.
I went too early.
I'll just say this, Kiko, to the whole double standards thing. Like, it makes sense for a guy, even if he has a high body count, because he's had a lot of experience, to prefer a woman with a low body count. That shit makes sense.
That's hypocritical.
Yeah, why would you want?
I disagree. I don't think it's hypocritical. I don't think it's hypocritical. I think it's smart.
So I think it's smart. I don't agree with either side necessarily. I don't think it's wrong for a man with a high body count to seek out a woman with a lower body count, purely because I think that men and women value different things out of each other. Thank you very much. Because essentially, at least on a baseline level, men value women in like their peak prime, like fertility, youth, beauty. That's like on a baseline level, that's what they seek out. We value somebody that can provide and protect for us. So we look at things like a man's monetary net worth and his job and how reliable he is as like a protector. That's why we're attracted to people that are more like physically fit, taller. Like those are just kind of baseline things that we look for. And yeah, a woman with a high body count doesn't really align with somebody that's, youthful, beautiful, natural, and pure.
If I want to feel like protecting all that stuff and like even said like libel, like I feel like I can count on them to do that. I personally don't think I could count on a man who slept with over 100+ women to always be there, because I would always have the fear that he was going to cheat or other things like that. But maybe a woman who had a closer body count to him wouldn't mind that thing. And I also realized too, with men and women, it might be like there's a ratio to it, I would say. Like it doesn't have to be
the ratio.
The ratio.
I do see it's more of like he has 30 bodies, she has 10 bodies. That's an even playing field to me, I mean. Yeah. But I mean like a girl with 2 bodies and a guy with 80, that's not even.
Yeah.
Or like a girl, but like, yeah. It's
that seems fair.
Yeah.
That seems fair to me.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't really go for a guy, at least like if he had a high body count too, because just like high as in like, I don't know, but
I also wouldn't want one with 2 bodies either, though.
I want to point out a little difference, though. I want to point out a little difference. So when it comes to the body count thing, so in order for a guy to have a high body count, that requires something. Like he's got game, he's got status, he's got money, he's good looking, right?
Drugs.
A woman need not have any of the things I've just listed.
An
to get laid.
island.
It's very easy for women to get laid. So I think the differential here is, like, you as a woman, you can get a high body count very easily. It's super easy as a woman to get laid. Whereas for a guy, there's a much higher degree of difficulty when it comes to getting laid. So a guy who is capable.
You say it's skill based. It makes it they now have a skill based skill. No, it's so not true.
No, it takes skill.
It doesn't disagree.
I'm not saying like it's easier for men,
skill.
but you guys seriously act like the only men out there getting laid are 10 out of 10.
Yes.
And
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I've seen guys who are nothing take home pretty decent looking women all the time.
I
You do
agree.
not need to be some. You don't need to be some money
That's not what
person
I'm
with money
saying.
or attractive as a man to be. Is it easier? Sure, of course. It's just like as a woman, it's easier. But
okay,
it's not. That's not.
I don't think he's necessarily saying that you have to be like a top 1% guy to be able to pull chicks all day every day.
It's a
but
skill to have as a man to have sex. As a man to have sex.
does.
It's a skill.
Like your body count is not an award for you being a good person.
No.
I'm
So
sorry.
I disavow that. I don't think like I'm definitely not saying that men should try and outcompete each other in terms of body count, but that is the culture that they live in like the bro culture.
Not really.
Brian, don't
No,
stop
but it does
pretending
take-
you're this. He can't get out of his own head and out of his own experiences, and which is probably true of most people. But he brings everything back to his experience, and he thinks that's the majority of experiences of all men.
Maybe. I wonder too, to bring it back to the dating initiation thing though, it's one thing in college, like, maybe it's a little bit cheaper and easier. Like you could just be like, let's meet at the soda pop machine. I forgot what
Quad.
we said. Yeah, on the quad, let's go streaking through the quad together on our first date. And you could do something like that. But, when you're like 30 though, I don't think the same thing works. So I wonder if there is.
Well, no, because you're not. It works because the whole situation of college is everybody's living on one campus together, going to school and sleeping in the same area. It would be like if you dated somebody in your apartment building, or dated somebody like, oh, you all work for Google, and it's this culture of like basically living at the office. That's the only thing that's comparable. And yeah, maybe you'd be like, oh, let's go meet at the cafeteria that's in the building or something. But
Or
right,
if you
since
live in
you're
the same neighborhood too, right?
yeah. But you are going to have a little bit more going out just because you're not living in a dorm that's like paid for by your parents or yourself or on loans.
Mhm. But also to add to that though, wouldn't it also be a factor of, when a girl's like 18, she's not thinking about like, oh, you need to have a career, you need to have this and that. But when a girl's 30, she might now have like, she's in the time of her life where she might, that becomes more of a factor because like, by that point, I'm not the type of guy who's like, oh, your eggs are going to shrivel up by 35. But, at 30, you I think most people by that point are kind of starting to be like, how am I not like in a serious relationship by now?
Or at
Like,
least you start thinking about like, do I want to have kids? Do I want to get serious with
Yeah.
somebody?
Yeah, so there might be more of like body count after that point does become, I guess, more of a factor, and the easiness of which you could kind of get with someone. I do think that maybe there could be more hurdles at that point because, understandably, girls and also guys should be at that point like hoping for something more than like, oh, this person like has got nothing going on. But I do think guys are definitely more willing to accept like, oh, she's got nothing going on than girls, because I think for a girl, girls have kids. If she accidentally gets pregnant, she's got a life that's going to be created in her body for 9 months that like, all right, if you've got nothing going on, it's a little bit more serious for them because he could
Yeah.
just run away, like granted she could run away too after it's born, but like, I think that's I would hope that's rare. I don't know. We got some super chats if you want to do them before we
Super
get
chats.
Okay. You want to click it or me? I'll click.
Click it.
There we go. Okay.
Ooh. Zato. I remember when not getting hot coffee thrown in your face was a victory for women's rights. Now look.
Is it?
Yes, I remember the days of getting coffee thrown in my face.
I wonder if there's that. I've seen the name so many times, Zatoichi's cane sword. I wonder if that's the play. Isn't Zatoichi the blind samurai or something? That like, or is that the one-armed samurai? I can't remember now. Golly, I've always wanted to ask. Sorry for cutting that off to ask that. It's been something I've thought about for a long time in the chat. All right, so let's go next one.
Magnum Norse, I think the brain on these women sunk down into their bra, or did the bra size mitigate the necessity to learn things? Chicken or egg or hoe? They're all just very young. Most of them are very young, and except for Juice. And the bartender, even Kiko, is still kind of on the young side. I have to pee so bad. I thought I could hold it, but I can't.
Go pee-pee. All right. Should I hit play? No. I'll wait for Chrissy to get back. She's going to pee quick, and this will only be but a moment. I wonder if maybe I could pull up something else here quick. See if there was that other whatever pocket. Oh, you know what? I could pull up while Chrissy is gone for y'all. Where are we at? 226.49. I will go to, just write that down. 26.49. So good news, everybody. There was a moment that happened here. I'm looking for the, okay, 356.00. Okay. Good news indeed. I know some of you in the chat were asking about this. 356.00. Okay. We got to move forward quite a bit here. Sorry. 356.00. There we go. All right. So good news for y'all. You might be excited about this, but something is coming in the future.
Okay, thank you,
Your
man.
name's literally
Appreciate
Liam
it.
LA. I'm not in LA. Liam LA. That's
Brixton, the chat is demanding the return of Gorlock to the Whatever podcast. Personally, I would like to see Gorlock next to Kiko on a future podcast soon. Please deliver on this request. I am in talks with Al Weezy. Okay, let's not use the Gorlock name. Kiko might get upset. I've been talking to Al Weezy. It's in the works. I actually tried to get her on this
She's
Sunday.
coming back.
It's in the works. It's in the works. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, Rick.
She is
Kiko, get
coming
back in the gym,
back, y'all. We will get a Gorlock in the future. It's gonna be amazing. Golly. I know y'all hate that word, some of you. 226. I'm gonna just bring this back to where we were because it's the right thing to do. 26.49. Okay. How cool is that, though, y'all? You down for the return? The return of Gorlock. Gorlock back. I thought you were saying Black Hole Sun there for a moment there. Oh, yeah. Satuichi, did you say good movies, fam? So I'm guessing, was I right? I am a sad case, I guess. Did anyone know? Is Zatoichi the blind samurai? Or I think he's the blind samurai, right? Blah, 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 blah. Gorlock is God. All praise to Gorlock. Gorlock hungry. Yeah, he mentions they were going to have her on Sunday. So Gorlock was going to be on Sunday. And on Sunday, they had on... Oh, golly. I just switched screens and just blew out my ears there for a second. But yeah, so they were going to have her on Sunday. And on Sunday, they had on a panel of 3 ginormous girls that... I can share this tab here. So they had on these 3 ginormous girls on Sunday, and he wanted to have Gorlock on with that group of people, but she couldn't make it out, so they had to, he had to reschedule. So it looks like it's going to be coming. Golly, indeed, Kamikaze. I'm going to get y'all to say that, it's going to happen. Reminds me of Barney Fife. Who is Barney Fife? Barney Fife. That sounds really familiar. Sounds like a character from a TV show. Barney Fife. Why does that sound so familiar? I'm going to Google it while I have this up. Barney Fife. Even though I could just wait for someone to answer in the chat. Oh, is that the skinny guy? He was like from the old, the Andy Griffith show. He was in a lot of stuff. Barney Fife. He's like, talk like, Do you remember Barney Fife, Chrissy?
No.
Don Knotts.
Clint Torres sent a super chat. Thanks, buddy. Howdy, peoples. What did I miss? Any nudities? Nothing. No nudes yet. Magnum Norse. Oh, we already did that. Yeah, I think they're young. Mostly. inexperienced.
Well, I think what was the girl in the yellow? I think what did she say? She's 36. I think Priya's
Yeah.
yeah,
Juice has lived a life. Juice is, she's at low key escorting. So, black shirt right here. She seems very mature, but also has not lived much life. Has not like a little cocky, but hasn't really had many long-term relationships. Like the longest she's been with somebody just a few months. She doesn't really know what she's talking about either, but she's very confident and she doesn't feel like she needs to put out for validation. The girls across the back are really just young and inexperienced across the board.
Yeah.
I feel like Kiko has like lived some life, and I appreciate that she's trying to understand everyone's perspective and not be judgmental. You think she's judgmental?
Yeah, quite a bit. All right, so we'll skip ahead. Let me just find the time scamp. The time scamp. I got to find time. Little scamp.
Little
It's in my
scamp.
list. Talk before dating. No, teaching bad things. Aside, where is it? Okay, 32203. We're moving on to feminism, people.
Oh
We're
boy.
moving on to feminism. That was a perfect segue by Chrissy there. She didn't even know I had a feminism thing waiting in the wings.
Just constantly waiting to set you up.
Hopefully you set me up with a girl someday then. All right, we're hitting play.
I need to read a couple chats. So let's talk feminism really quick. So feminism is about equality.
Yes.
Wait, feminism is equality? Is that what you're saying? Is feminism about equality between men and women?
To me, and what I've learned, and what a lot of people around me that I think have learned, is it's about equality. It's about equality between women and men, because for thousands of years, patriarchy has been a very prominent thing, and I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that.
Yeah,
Oh no, I hate her now.
Radicalized ideal of feminism.
You know what?
The majority of women hold.
This is where I was when I was this
Radical
age
feminist.
too.
Yeah.
This is college at work. This is like growing up. They're products of the time we're living in. You can't really fault them.
Is that really?
Yes.
Because I knew girls like her back in my college days. So I don't know. Yeah, they were a little bit more, I guess, open back in the day. Do you think it's a product of the time because of like social kind of structure, or it's a product of the time due to like the wokeness kind of cancel culture?
It's worse because it's woke. The left run the media. The left run academia. So that's all they've been. If they've been on social media, all throughout high school, and now they're in college, it's like they're as brainwashed at the beginning of college as I was at the end of college.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's hear the continuation.
But you're not.
It's a radical proposition to suggest that the history of the relationship between men and women is one of oppressor and one of oppressed. If you start teaching women that they've been
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. There was a super chat that came in, so they have this set up to just mute out everything and drop everything in case like the text pop up says the wrong word. So it had
interesting.
it had the F word. So it's gonna come back in a second. What is that guy's name? He was a big actor in like the late 80s and early 90s.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, okay, it's gone.
There we go. Skip.
It's
Skip.
TOS. Okay. Fuck. That really fucking interrupted what I was trying to say.
He said bad words.
It's really harmful for women to constantly hear, and this argument goes for a lot of different social movements, especially today. It's really harmful to constantly tell women that they've been oppressed and men have traditionally been the oppressors on a large scale, because it's just generally not true. You have bad people in pretty much every aspect of life, but it's not true on a large scale that men are constantly or have in history constantly oppressed women.
How is it not true when feminism doesn't exist because we didn't have the right to vote? We had literally no rights. So how is it not true that
if there was a patriarchy.
Today, yes, I would say things are a lot more even today. But you're telling me there's no patriarchy, but
we should though clear that up. They didn't have the right to vote because the only people who had the right to vote, I think, were either the landowners or to have the right to vote at that time, wasn't it? Because you'd go to war, so that earned you the right. But I don't know.
We've had, what, 50, 49 different presidents? And
Our system was built off
patriarchy.
patriarchy.
So don't say that we haven't
We
had
didn't even get a say.
oppressors. That's
No,
very,
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that there haven't been.
spicy. You said it's not necessarily true.
No,
It is
I
necessarily
didn't.
true.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that in a comparable men and women relationship, men like in relationships, we're not oppressing women on a global sense. Okay, yes, like legally, that's why feminism, first wave feminism, I completely agree with. Anything after that, I do not agree with. I'm glad that we have equal legal rights as to men, but I do not think that men and women are like completely tradable in pretty much all aspects of life, which is no, but that's what feminism today portrays. Is that
I've been saying this whole time, is that not many people actually, the amount of people who you think believe that is just the people online that you see, the ones who have the influence online of that trait. I'm trying to tell you.
The general population, like
does
if
not
you
believe
yes.
that as women, or
Yeah,
not
the people,
third wave feminists. Most women say they're a feminist because it sounds like you're against women to say you're not.
Yeah.
But we're not saying we're a radical third wave feminist. We're mostly talking about the work that our ancestors and others did to get us where we are today.
Like, yeah, you can acknowledge that the fact that like we couldn't vote, we couldn't go to school, we
Yeah.
couldn't do all that stuff, like that has been like established and that has been built up, so women's have like they've gotten those rights. But you can't say that like, oh, there's no oppressor, it hasn't always been like that, because it has. And feminism isn't this thing now like, oh, like we want more rights, like we hate all men for like what they did, like that's not
But
what
isn't it a
is.
problem that is what you see in the mainstream
That
media?
is
I'm not
part
saying that
of
that's
it.
the majority of women that believe that, but isn't that a problem
Well,
that that's what's being portrayed?
Don't you think that the reason that mainstream media is specifically choosing the most radical versions of this is to turn people against feminism in general?
Well, you're not seeing that for only feminism. You're seeing it for basically every other social movement. Every
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
The extremes are always what's portrayed on the internet, and that's never how it's going to be.
But the general
how Brian's
population,
not
like
talking.
us, like picked off the street, we all agree that it's
So, and why,
What?
but why,
What do we
why
agree
do you
on?
think, even, I'm saying like you say that that's a good point you bring up, like, but how does it hurt anybody? Because like it's not like women are going out there killing men because of this oppression. Nothing's happening to men.
I think
because of
it
this. So
hurts
what's
your
the negative?
interpersonal. I think it hurts your interpersonal relationship.
No, women aren't going out there killing men, but you know, the legal system in the
Just
country
killing
is like
their reputation by me tooing them because they regretted the sex they had.
yeah. You know, I mean, how many times has that happened? You know, I mean, Keanu would stick up for Amber Heard, but you know,
Never forget.
I'm kidding, yo. She's
Yes, but
Actually, there's kind of a long history of feminist terrorism.
Oh,
Andy Warhol got killed by a feminist.
Ooh.
It's funny that you
You're
laugh
actually-
at a man getting murdered, but okay.
Well, I'm laughing because I want to hear the evidence that it was because he was a man that she was murdering him. In the case of, let's say, even at UC Santa Barbara, we have I don't want to even bring up his name, but you know the incident.
Oh, don't tell, he'll switch it off real quick if you do.
Yeah, you know the
Yes,
incident that I'm
there-
thinking
men-
of.
yes,
and
yes.
all I have to say
What, someone
is
raped somebody?
when men are misogynistic,
so.
it is a lot more dangerous to women than when women like are man haters. Their man hating is just like internal and they don't really interact with them or they just don't care. But when a man violently hates women because he feels like he can't get laid and oh they owe me this, they become violent and take it out on women and they will
It's a very,
do
very,
awful
very,
She has the
very small
crazy
proportion
eyes
of
a
men
little bit.
who are struggling with dating
But it's
are
but the
going
point
to
is
resort
though,
to violence.
The point
It's
is
small.
the woman being a man hater or a radical feminist does not usually incite
Maybe,
any violence.
yeah.
Whereas when it goes on the other spectrum of men,
I never said that it
that's
did.
that's
No, I'm
when it
not. I
becomes
wasn't implying that
an
you were saying
actual issue of public order.
Yeah, but I think here's a difference, a general difference between men and women. So if like, let's say two men have a conflict, it's more likely that that's going to result in some sort of physical violence. Whereas when two women have conflict, it's typically not going to get to the level of physical violence. It's going to be emotional violence, though. You're going to see reputation destruction. You're going to see like backstabbing.
See?
You're going to see. So we've criminalized men's primary method of conflict resolution, which in the past, if two men have conflict, they'd fucking duel or fight or something physically, and then boom, we fought, cool, we're done. Whereas with women, we have not criminalized the emotional violence that women are going to
These ladies have
take
no
up on.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much explains it. You know, and they go on for a long while about that, and there's really not much left. I mean, they do go back into body count and stuff, but you know,
Yeah.
that pretty much sums up the show for Tuesday. There.
Yeah, Brian makes some decent points.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like. I get the viewpoint of like, yeah, girls do have to have that worry of like, this guy could kill me, you know, and it would not be hard. You know, in a lot of cases, like you say, the girl with that I said had crazy eyes, you said she might have a small head, and it made me realize I think Kiko is only like 5'3", so the
Okay.
girl next to her is smaller than her, you know, and like I don't know how girls do it where they go out on a date with a dude all alone, and they're all
Right.
digging the 6 foot tall guy. Like, what if you get in the car with him? It's such a vulnerable thing.
You need
Like,
these women. Yeah, everyone needs to date somebody shorter that is not going to snap your neck as easily.
yeah, go after the 5 foot tall guys. Like that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Get a guy who you can kill.
That would really appeal to a feminist, I think.
I think it would. But then again, though, if it did appeal to the feminists, I don't think I've seen any of them dating tiny guys.
Well, feminists like to date guys that they can dominate kind of emotionally, and so I don't know if that necessarily comes with a certain like body type, or I think maybe like lean. I've seen like lean. No, I've seen all body types. I know that some girls I went to college with like ended up married guys that they had completely wrapped around their fingers, and like they were all over the map looks wise.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking about all the girls I know yet again, and they're all either married or dating great guys, great looking guys. I mean, look at Frank. He's tall. He's strong. He looks like he's got some muscles to him. He's a snazzy looker.
He could
trim
kill me,
face.
but he won't, which is why I love him.
Yeah, your height difference is quite a bit there, because
He
he's
actually
like 6 foot.
prefers a shorter. Like I'm only 5'3", but like one time I was talking to him, I was like, "Would you rather have someone like 5'6" or like 4'10"? And he was like 4'10". Like it's so funny. I guess we just learned this like this summer. I was like, "Would you rather do 4'8" or like 5'8"? He's like 4'8". So,
Really?
yeah, he's the one with more of the height preference than me.
Oh, so you didn't have like you don't have like
No.
preference for like no.
No, I've dated.
Well, yeah, didn't
I've
you say
dated
you
all
dated-
over.
Yeah, like wasn't like you said.
I dated a bartender that was very short.
Yeah,
he
that
was
was
like
the one.
he was like 5'3", 5'4".
Yeah, but you
And-
didn't know because he was behind the bar
Right.
at first.
He was behind a very tall bar, which he built because he knew what he was working with, and he looked like he's just like a short Robert Downey Jr.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is not bad. Wait,
No,
Robert
and
Downey Jr. like 80s, 90s, or like
Uh,
now?
maybe Iron Man era.
Okay.
Yeah.
More clean.
It was
kinda
funny, and
looking.
I was like, I can't break up. Like, we were hitting it off, and I was like, I don't want to be a bitch. So I was like, I guess I'll date him the whole summer. I guess I'll meet his parents. I don't want to be a bitch.
You met his parents within a summer?
Oh, he brought that on pretty quickly. He's like, "Oh, you got to come to Mystic and meet my parents." And then once I met his parents, I knew. I was like, "Oh, okay, this has to end. This just doesn't feel right."
Wait, his parents weren't weirded out by meeting someone he was so fresh.
No, he was older.
Oh.
So maybe they were like, "Oh, wow, girl."
Oh.
He ultimately broke up with me because he was a bartender and he would do just a lot of cocaine to stay awake. And I was
Oh.
like, you don't have to do that. You could just have coffee or like an energy drink. And he's like, oh, you're too healthy. I was like, I just don't do cocaine. I don't think I'm a health nut or anything.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not into the coke. I mean, unless it's cola.
Yeah.
You know?
It's sometimes people get very wrapped up in the bartender, like that life, that whole culture. It's like you're on completely different hours. It's like a lot
I
of
mean,
people.
I sleep very little, and I'm not cracking out the cocaine nor the coffee even. Like,
Good for you.
I've just
Oh,
gotten
Celine
to.
again. My ex is 5'8" and I'm 5'4". 5'10" plus is good for me. Girls under 5 foot don't need a 6 foot man. I agree. I think they're just
Damn.
being greedy.
I think Celine needs to get on whatever podcast.
Yeah.
It sounds like I think this is you need to message him and hope he gets back to
I
you.
think you should date Celine.
I don't know Celine. You know, it's just a picture right now and nice words that I do agree with on mass majority, but you never know.
We're not going to rush into things.
Yeah,
She's 23. Oh, she's a baby.
I am 38.
I think that's
So,
perfect.
well, yeah. I mean, I did have a crush on Kate, who she 24.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, she is 18, 19 at the most. How dare I say such a thing about Kate? You know. She's
tried.
really smart, though. Kate is really like, if people really get, hopefully she gets her podcast going sometime this century. She's such a smart girl.
Especially after I gave her that great name for it.
Yeah. You know, I've tried looking it up, and I mean, you look up
Doesn't
Kate and
exist
you
yet.
find, you find like an old video of her singing as a kid, which is adorable.
Aw.
You know, but yeah, she's so like, she really needs to get working. Golly.
Should we recap maybe for next time the Candace Owens episode? Do you think that would be interesting? Maybe I'll give that a whirl.
Oh, yeah, we could go through it. I watched it, when it happened, and there really wasn't much to it, to be honest. Like, no disrespect to Candace Owens. Like, yeah, she makes her normal Candace Owens points, to be honest, but like, there really wasn't much pushback. Like, there wasn't much debate. She kind of just went in there against people who, like, this is not what they do for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she came in like a pro, and they had nothing really. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, that's why I didn't.
So
kinda
she's serving
prioritize that.
classic Candace.
Yeah, like it was even that she didn't even stay the whole time. So like, I'm sure that I could pick out like a moment for next week. Because I'm sure people would love to see Candace Owens and stuff. So I'll pick out a moment for next week. But yeah,
Okay.
it wouldn't be. We couldn't. I don't think we could do like the whole episode. But plus, we don't know what's going to happen this weekend because when you went to the bathroom, I showed everybody
Your dick?
Yeah, I flashed it like Gavin McGinnis on FNT. It will be the debate for the ages of was it real or not? Who knows? But then again, it was so small. Who can even tell? But this weekend I showed everybody. Brian mentioned Gorlock may be making a return. So
Wow. They're releasing her from captivity.
yeah, she got out of the aquarium and she's coming back to land, So she was supposed to be on Sunday because I didn't show you, but yeah, on Sunday he had a panel of 3 rather rotund.
They're like, we're looking for Fresh and Fit. We took a wrong turn.
Well, I mean, I had both the shows ready with timestamps, and the girl on the right there, I looked into her, because like something just was weird to me about her, and her name is Gabby Fequer. I can't remember how it's spelled, but yeah, Gabrielle Fequer. But she's changed her name to Gabby Faye, and when I looked up her information about the Gabrielle Fequer, I found out that she apparently used to work for TPUSA, and she left because of racism, and very soon after that started her move into the plus size modeling, and has gained like at least
More
150
weight.
pounds. Yeah, like has gone full ham into it and's
She's
made a
literally
ton of money.
crushing it.
Yeah, and that all happened in like 2016. Like she made the kind of switch, and now she's like very well off, which was very odd. Yeah. So it's like I had that ready too, but it wasn't as interesting as the Kiko stuff.
Oh yeah, we could do that next time.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens on Sunday and Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah, like that's all.
So much can happen.
Yeah, that's why it's like I didn't want to go like to anyone watching. I'm sorry if we aren't covering maybe the things you might find interesting. Please though, if there is a show that you want us to cover, if there's a moment, feel free to just send me a message on Twitter. And I'm more than happy. Like if you find a moment, like I'll look at it and see if we'll.
He's open
pop
to your
it on.
moments, people.
Yeah, like I'm happy to chat whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind watching it. I don't know why people think it's a torture. I think it's a good show.
It's a great show. I mean, it could have been even better if they let me on that one time, but I'm over that now. Guys, I'm going to be in Minnesota soon. Next month. Look at this. October 21st, the Great River Bowl and Partners Pub with Lila Hart and Nick Rekieta. That's going to be some show. Then I'm back on Long Island October 27th and 28th at the Brokerage. Then I'm headlining in Tampa December 3rd at Side Splitters. Great club. And then back to San Diego first weekend of the new year at the Mic Drop Comedy Club. We got one show Friday, 2 shows Saturday, January 5th and 6th. For tickets, go to ChrissieMayr.com. Fealty, what's coming up for you this week?
Work. I'm gonna be working on the Crypt video,
Just
so
working.
yeah, I'll be working on the Crypt video this weekend. So hopefully, that'll be coming out someday. No date in particular, but yeah, on
Yeah.
Twitter, hit me up. Like I said, for any whatever stuff, or just say hi. I don't care.
Just a chat.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not a creator or anything, so
You are. You work very hard.
Thank you.
I can't.
I don't
take
take
a compliment.
compliments well. Yeah,
I
I'm not
can't
really good at
take a
compliments. people.
compliment.
You compliment me, and I will just look down.
Start short circuiting.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us this evening.
Oh
on
yeah,
whatever
Return of the Jedi
Thursday.
tomorrow.
Yes,
did
I'll
you
be doing
say
a
that?
watch along. I'm rewatching all the Star Wars movies, and then in October I'm going to switch to Halloween movies, and then in November go back to Star Wars, and then in December go to holiday movies, Christmas movies. So tomorrow after FNT at 10 p.m. Eastern, I will be watching episode
6.
6.
Yeah, it should be 6.
Is it Return of the Jedi? Okay. So, yeah, I'll just be watching it and commenting on it. I can't bring it up on my screen, so you'll have to bring it up on your screen, another screen at home. I know these are.
Are you liking it though?
It is. It's definitely fun. It's I have a new appreciation, definitely for the first 2 movies so far.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it in years, so
If you want to
I've
do
been
it with
enjoying
me, if you want to do it with me and like comment along, you're totally that's totally open to you.
Maybe I really want to get the Crypt video done. Like I've been so
Okay.
busy and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I feel bad that's taking so long. I want to get that done.
No. Things of quality take time. Thank you, Fealty. Thank you to the chat. We love you. We adore you. We'll see you. I guess we could probably do this next Wednesday, because next Wednesday I have an interview with Shad Brooks at 8. So we could do 10 o'clock next Wednesday.
Okay, that sounds cool. Either day works. I'll clear
Okay,
the
sweet.
schedule.
Thank you guys, and we will see you next